Are we?
Okay, welcome everyone to Hisouten podcast 4. Look at NEET, the guy's secret podcast. Okay, so today we actually have quite the guest, I will say. Right, Tess?
Yeah, I'm here.
And we are go.
Hello.
Hi, how are you all doing today?
Alright, we welcome everyone to the podcast. So I guess we shall start off with our first point. With the recent events. So Corner South happened. Tessiro, can you give us a quick rundown of what happened there and who was the winner?
Well, I don't think the winner was any surprise.
Wow, savage.
That was right.
Blaze Dragon was probably like uncontested this entire tournament. Like if you look at the tournament, like how it went down, I don't think he lost more than. I think he only lost like 1 or 2 games in the entire bracket. Let me take a good look real quick.
See,
Against who did he lose even?
That was a little bit surprising to me because I thought IROC was going to do really well against Blaze Dragon. He's a really good player.
Like, look at his record in the winners bracket. He went 2-0 against Ron 33, 2-0 against normal Ron, 3-0 against IROC twice. And I don't think he lost a single game in the group stage either, so it's like, that's even crazier. Let me make sure.
How'd everyone else do?
Yeah, he went through the whole tournament without losing a single game.
Jesus,
I don't think anyone
What a
actually
surprise.
noticed that, but he didn't lose a single game the entire tournament.
No, that tournament was ridiculously competitive too. We had some amazing players in there.
Yeah, there's some cool storylines.
Did Feven was
Some
last
people
place?
came out that I haven't seen before. Like, this was the first time Round 33 actually played in the tournament. I expected him to go a little bit farther than he did, though, but Draconius is like, nah.
There is a thing, though, that I will say that, like, after the group stage, the final stage was almost everyone dropping the tourney. Yeah, that kind of happened, you know?
Oh yes, M. Fahim brings up a very good point. Genki delayed the tournament by 40 minutes because he was eating pizza.
Can we forget that?
No, we
we're
can't.
not gonna
Genki,
forget that.
Genki, this is important. Was the pizza good?
It was! And it was... I mean, you can't eat cold pizza. Tell me I'm wrong. Okay, come on, tell me I'm wrong.
Wrong.
I mean,
No!
you can reheat it. You can reheat it.
You can eat pizza while you're playing Soku.
Or
What?
that.
Oh, ow! Do you even... No!
Just
You
bring it
get
to
all-
the computer and
you
eat
are-
the damn
you-
pizza.
You have your hands all oily. It's annoying, you know?
What kind
Then
of
eat it
pizza?
with a fork and with a knife.
Next time I'm going to play, then eat cold pizza.
What kind of pizza was it?
I think it was a simple margarita.
Where are the pineapples at?
Oh god.
So 5
I
minutes
know
into the
that.
stream and we're already talking about pizza. Well, good job.
I mean-
Pineapple pizza. It's time to move on.
So what I was saying was that we had a lot of people drop out of the tournament. How about that?
Yeah, I think it's because it didn't quite start on time. I think I had to take at least 30 or so minutes fixing the bracket because challenge was being extra bad that day.
30. That's a generous estimate. I've heard worse.
I'm not sure when exactly it started. It was at least 30 where I was actually rigging the brackets.
Rigged.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's because challenge was servers were being really bad that day. I think they went down during the tourney at least like twice.
Are they bad
it
always in tourneys?
really slowed down actually like fixing the order of the participants since you can't like just go and swap the participants in a batch and then send it. It has to send data to the server every time you switch one person one spot.
Damn. So it was actually fucked this time.
Yeah. So I might like do a thing where I just have my own sign up form and I just enter it on challenge after I start everything so I always get the right order and not have to fix it later. Or I could just like I did in end of the year where I just remade the tourney completely from scratch and put them in the right order there. Could
That
also
sounds
work.
like more of a hassle.
Honestly, I don't think challenge works that well for tournaments sometimes, so that might be a better idea.
It's kind of screwy. It works, but sometimes it's not perfect. Definitely.
It's
It needs some
buggy on
better.
Firefox. For me,
Yeah,
it is.
it totally is. You have to move the person, people in the standing page, I think, because on Firefox you can't move the main page for some reason. It just doesn't work.
I've had it not work very well on Firefox a few times where I had to go switch to Microsoft Edge because part of it.
Yeah, in
Like,
general it
it's
doesn't
not
work
working.
well.
So speaking of tournaments, we should also
Oh.
discuss the results of Dream Chasers. What, like 2 and 3? Genki, you should do that.
Absolutely. So Dream Chaser is still going on. That's good. That's good. Sadly, the second Dream Chaser, I think I kinda underestimated Unica because Unica kinda destroyed everything and everyone. So
I mean, I think
That-
we all kind of underestimated Unica because
Yeah.
he gets to sleep early, so you never see him get to the later stages
Mm-hmm.
of tournaments. So nobody really knew how good he was until he actually stayed up.
doesn't help. The Unica didn't even play. Yikes!
Yikes!
Yikes indeed. The tourney didn't end well in that sense because I don't want a tourney where someone completely wrecks everything. You know.
I mean,
I wouldn't say
we just
completely
had Corner
wrecked.
Assault 14 where we had a player that didn't lose a single game the
Okay,
entire
yeah.
tournament.
But that's a different. The tourney is aimed to different, like, strong players. In my case, the Dream Chaser is aimed to mid to low players, not someone that kinda destroys everything. Which kinda shows when in the third Dream Chaser there was no Unica and Scarpi actually won. I mean, I don't know why I'm impressed. Scarpi actually did a good job playing how he plays. I'm more impressed by Splinter and One actually reaching the top 3 spots.
I'm also
That was
really
a-
impressed by Wes. He's been improving a lot lately, and you
Mhm.
can see that with
Absolutely.
his results in Dream Chasers.
Absolutely.
Who
He's
again?
Wes.
Wes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He is really good now, and I did play him like yesterday, and I can see that he's been, taking tech from Genki because he plays like absolute fucking cancer. Thank you, Genki.
Wait, what?
I get tech from Genki. He doesn't even play the game.
Hey, what
That's
is
the best tech to learn.
You can
Why
always
you-
go ask like the Z layer.
Why are you on to me now? And by the way, before
Nobody else fucking plays by just spending the entire game holding full screen Atlas, aka
I do
Slash
that
of
because-
Eternity.
I do that because I need to whiff punish. Why are we even talking about this?
Because
so-
because you were mentioned as the teacher for Wes, so
You're
we're,
a bad-
we're gonna scrutinize you
Very,
all day
very
now.
bad influence.
I know. Don't. It's a lot better now that he's kind of building himself. It's better for everyone to have someone to admire, but maybe play your own way. It's definitely better.
Just be yourself.
Exactly.
That's-
Before
Fuck
moving,
Fuck bees.
oh god! Before moving, I would like to kind of make a shout to every player in the Dream Chasers because everyone is actually getting better really fast. Like the competition is actually growing pretty well, at least if you ask me.
Huh.
You don't seem really.
I'm convinced. I think I agree with Genki. They're actually definitely improving really quickly.
It's pretty nice to see. So good job, everyone. Now on to the next events we have
Oh
here.
yeah. While we are at it, while we are talking about tourneys, it would be a sin to not mention, the
Oh,
next
yeah.
installment of Sota, Soku of the Atlantic.
The last one,
Which-
actually.
Yes, the final one.
The final
The-
one.
Yeah, it will happen in July 15th. Well, it's subject to change. And yeah, this time you can earn yourself some shekels.
Oh wait, don't forget about Soku League. Soku
Yeah.
League is going to
Oh,
start
it's tomorrow?
tomorrow. Yeah,
Nice.
tomorrow is the
Okay,
first
wait.
Soku League.
Wait, why we are here? Why the freaking hell the tourney is like at 6 a.m. What?
No, it's not it's a very ongoing tourney. Did you not read the rules? It's not like
Yeah.
you have to play.
Oh, I didn't read
It's just starting at the beginning of the day on Sunday.
I
Because that's when
see.
that's when you can start. Basically, it's going to be a first to 10 tourney. Like all sets are going to be first to 10. You can play them anytime within the week, and then once a week, I'm gonna have two of the players, like one of the sets are going to be on like either before or after Soku set. We're just gonna have like, okay, this is our exhibition for this week. We're going to have this first to 10. You know, like how in Japan in the Mikado arcades, they have like a league system where they have like a bunch of players sorted into groups, and they have like exhibitions, and they're all first to 10s.
Yeah.
Neat.
So yeah, that's basically this for Soku. Like we're gonna split everyone into groups, and then they're going to have all first to 10s, and they're going to all play each other. And then basically there's going to be one definite winner is the first place, and then second and third will have one more chance to move into the next bracket by playing a first to 10 against each other, and that will decide the two people that go into the next stage.
Interesting. So, while we are on the topic of people far away like Japan, we Irish and
Let's transition. I really like it.
I know, right? Irish and Super Penguin made more like made. They
Reactivated.
Yeah, exactly. It's more right.
So before I had this nice Z map up that was like it was mostly for the 4chan V players, but we all know that 4chan is like dead. It's not even a real Soku community anymore. So what Super Penji and I decided to do was we made a new Z map for you guys. So please Goyam, please add yourselves to the map so that we can know where you live. Please do it. No, but it's actually really
kind of desperate to stalk people.
No, but it's actually a really nice map. We put a lot of work into it. We added some nice little sprites so that, you know, if you have a Soku main or like a favorite, you know, Toho, you can put yourself down on the map with that marker. You can like customize your profile as much as you want. And yeah, it's a really nice map.
You can play annoying music when people click on your
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Yes, you can add annoying music, and you can know where the amigo that's like 1,000 miles away from you is actually playing out of. So you won't have like any surprises if there are more people on that.
I was thinking actually that we should fuse the Z map with the CNET all stability page, you know, and make it one unique thing. Won't be nice?
That would be nice.
Possible?
I don't know.
I wouldn't know how to possibly do it. Also, Fiena's asking you to open up his pin. Should we?
Wow,
What kind
no
of
one
pin?
in Africa.
Sounds
that?
On a side note, who was the memer that added advice all to Mongolia?
I think it was advice.
advice.
Oh no,
Himself.
it wasn't all himself, I think.
So what else do we have in the news section?
Ladder, we
Yes.
can now climb.
Ladder, yeah. So
Oh
basically,
yeah, new ladder.
So do you
You
know
want
how
me to
it
talk
works?
about this one?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, so like a few months ago, I think while Aristocrat was dead, and the Aristobot was down, I proposed a new ladder format in the announcements where we go like, okay, instead of let me bring up the actual announcement so I can say what I proposed. Let's see here.
Waiting for me.
Wait warmly for.
Ooh, it's getting kind of hot in here. I'm waiting too warmly.
That's
What
easy.
what was the motivation to change the ladder
Oh yeah.
in that way?
Well, basically, when the ladder was first starting up, it was just a trial. I wasn't sure how people would first take to being a ranked system in Soku, so I wanted to start with something small. Because I know that people were like really, really opposed to like ranked stuff in the past. Because we've had this before, like there was always some sort of ranking, player list, whatever. That was always going on for a little bit. So, and I know people were not against that, So like the first ladder was supposed to be small, there wasn't going to be any like bot involvement, everything, and I just had a little sign up and then it blew up. Like people were super into it at first, and Aristocrat made his bot to automate it, and it was good. But then as time went on, the ladder just wasn't really sufficient because it was too much waiting around, basically.
Yeah, I remember
Not
people would
as
make
much games.
challenges and then it would take like a fucking year for anybody to actually accept their challenge.
Yeah,
So
so,
now-
like after I realized that people were actually into this ranked thing, I was like, okay, maybe we could actually do this ELO idea that was suggested a while ago. Because when the ladder first up, that's what people wanted, and I wasn't really sure how that would go if people as the first trial of the ladder. But since the first ladder went and it actually had some mild success, I felt like we could actually go through with it. So basically, we're gonna have a thing where we're gonna we renamed the ladder channels to ranked matchmaking and match history, and so you can basically set up a ranked match request. Just ask someone, play a best of 5, and then post the results in the channel, and you'll verify it. And then basically you can do that whenever you want, as many times as you want. You can play the same person like 50 times in a row if you feel like it. It's all up to you.
So it's like modern fighting games where you have go online and be a ranked match or simple casual match and so on.
Yeah,
You just decide to play ranked. You don't actually have to challenge someone and wait for them to accept.
yeah.
I-
So it's
I
like
meant-
Tenko.
I meant to ask, where could you see your own rank? Like, where do you see where you fit in?
So right
That's
now,
the
this
thing I
is the
couldn't see.
rating period, since it's the first.
First
This is
month,
just starting out. Yeah. So the
Oh.
first month, we're all just there's just going to be scores getting logged and stuff, and then by the next month, so in July, you'll start to see the rankings, and it will update more constantly after the first edition of them.
see, I kind of question the logic of doing an entire month for it, since I don't think we're big enough of a community to need an entire month. I think like half a month would work out, but that's up to Aristo, honestly.
Yeah, so in the end, we'll be able to see the ranks. We'll be like easy, normal, hard, lunatic, phantasm. You know how Toho
Jobs.
difficulty works, and how Japanese rank them. We're just gonna have our own version of that here, and
Oh,
it'll
so
be good.
we changed the names, so we get something more fancy.
No, it's probably gonna be the same.
Ah,
Yeah.
I mean, we can change it. We haven't really named the ranks yet.
boring.
Aristo was originally just going to have a long list with just numbers, and I'm just like, why don't we make something more cool? Why don't we put ranks on them like the Japanese do? And so we are thinking, like, wait, would it be like weird to have our own phantasm when Japanese people have a phantasm that's like way above what ours would be? And it's like, I don't know. If
sadness.
we're okay with calling like Blaze Dragon Phantasm when compared to the original Phantasm rank, it might not even be close. But you know,
Wow.
He's a
Tess, if
phantasm in
it
our
might
hearts.
not matter that much because it's just like, what do they care about us? We don't need to care about them either. But you know,
If I may make a suggestion, instead of calling the highest rank Phantasm, call it Gachigasm.
Oh,
Absolutely, please.
oh no.
That's 100% Daijobu.
No, like
I mean,
this.
that's
Or-
how you motivate people. You just want to be in the Gachigasm rank. This is
Or just make it boss of this gym.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, that's nice. Whew. So,
That's it, man.
So I think we kind of went. Well,
Did
no,
you want
wait.
to talk about any like modding that's going on with Soku?
I will.
'Cause
I
see,
will.
like- yeah,
Because,
go
you
ahead, Genki.
I mean, have you seen the stuff that is being made in the Soku Mod channel? Like from the HUD, the bunch of palettes. What
Yeah,
else?
I think the biggest contributors here are Kalex
Ichirin.
and Mr. Melancholy, and of course Ichirin.
Ichirin
they do
is
some
making,
fantastic work.
Ichi is making a stage changer. No, wait.
he's making another application
Oh,
that
yes.
will help you change the HUD a lot faster than it was before, where you don't have to trial and error. You can see it live, how it would look like on the screen, just like the stage mod changer, where when I first pioneered quote-unquote hard mods, looking into how you would actually do it and splitting up images, there's a lot of trial and error because you'd have to go put the thing into the game, slice the image up into a mosaic so you have every single piece, and then
Oh
put
yeah.
every single piece into the game, and then see what it looks like on the screen. And that's how I would do it for a lot of the time until Ichiri came around and found out that you could do it through TH123E, and he actually made an application where you could use the English patch to replace other files besides the ones that are actually replaced already. So that's when stage mods and blew up, and now they're a lot more easy, and people have their own really cool stages and stuff.
It's pretty neat.
A lot of them actually look really pretty. Like I think you actually were the one who made the Yuyuko stage from IAMP. Like you added that back, and that looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's like a bunch of really nice stuff that's coming out for it. I know Zero Fuse just like put up a screenshot. That's a wicked nice like health bar. I love that.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Kinda the card, but the rest is really good.
Yeah,
The character portraits, are they from Tohomon?
yeah, they're from Puppet Dance Performance.
Yeah.
Actually, there is a very important mod. Hold on, let me find the bloody pin.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, does it have gachigasms?
Oh, it has
No,
to
no.
have it.
I need to check if the link still works.
Oh yeah, Kalexi made a huge mod where it's
yeah.
actually it looks minor, but it's actually really big because you know, oh not that Kalek, but he actually like you know how the color maps are sometimes weird. Like in Iku's art, the ribbons on her hat are red, like her like the frills on her dress, but in the game they actually made it match the inside of her dress, the pink part, so you can't actually change the color of it without changing the color of her dress, even though they're different in the actual art. So what the Brazilian community did, and they're actually like really huge on mods, they've been doing their own super crazy mods with D-Phoenix on the side. I don't know if you've noticed, but they've actually done a huge amount of the game, more than we have, honestly. But yeah, they actually managed to switch Iku's color maps around to link the ribbons to the frills on her dress, so that actually looks correct, and it's like astounding how they actually pulled that off, because I
holy
thought that
shit.
kind of color remapping would be impossible.
That actually looks really nice.
Yeah, it
But
looks
yeah, so
fantastic.
not only did they like bring back Iku's canon colors, it actually looks better than what you could have done without the color map mod, because the bow on her hat, the frills, her antenna would be the wrong color. But now they don't match anymore, so that's how you can get the new Iku on the right. I mean, yeah, on the right.
Adjusting Soku one mode at a time.
Yeah, I'm absolutely amazed at the effort people are putting into this. Same as the mod that I was mentioning earlier, Zero. If you could put the weapon on stream, the one that I just linked, although it does require audio.
Yes, he's
for people
putting it on.
to fully appreciate it, just play it over a few times.
Yes, beautiful. Thanks, South America. Thanks.
This was by Eduardo.
Gracias, Eduardo.
That is some next levels.
What are these
yeah,
V-mods?
Sound effect mods too and stuff. But you can also you could use the voice mod for that, but you can also I think I was going to look into replacing the actual sound effects, so you can go and like have our own sound fonts, like put in the melee sound effects just for kicks. Because I love melee sound hit noises; they're so cool. So
Have them as your SMS tone, right?
might look for that in the future if I actually get around to it.
Okay, I think that's enough.
Oh, we kind
News,
of.
amigo.
So I think it's time to jump onto the meat, the main dish of today, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Bazinga, the cod hit marker
Exactly.
sound.
That was.
I would
the-
replace the freaking the sound where you pick up the weather crystals. Just replace it with the cod hit marker sounds.
Oh god.
Oh lord.
That
So
little ticking would just be.
I think Zero can just start moving the image on the screen. So
Yeah, but Genki,
we can go.
give us the quick rundown. What are we talking about here?
Absolutely. So today we're actually going to talk about Soku community, but not just the community now. I think it's pretty interesting to go back to the past and see how everything happened. Like,
Save
how
the
did
future. We must go
yes,
back to the
how-
past.
how did
Samurai Jack. Samurai
50
Genki, dude.
and undo the future that is.
Yo, play the
Zaton.
Samurai Jack theme right now.
So,
Zero views. It's up to you.
so basically, Oh god damn it! So basically, I want to know: we even reach the state that we are right now, like Discord, modes, tourney, even prizes for tourneys, etc., etc., etc. New people keep joining, and I don't even know when. How do they find this place? So. So yeah.
Basically, what we got together and did was, Genki specifically went around and he interviewed a shit ton of people, asking them for everything they know about the Soku community and like how they joined and what they know about the history of it. And we ended up getting a lot of information, like so much information.
Too much.
Yeah, so much information. We made a timeline off it, and by we, I mean Tiana. He did 100% of the work.
Shout out to Tiana because he's an amazing graphic designer. Like wow.
Yeah, Tiana's been working his ass off on this. We were joking on about him being a slave and all, but
It was the joke.
fantastic.
Wait, that was
He
a joke?
actually work in graphic design?
Yeah.
I don't know, but he should. It doesn't.
She absolutely should. This is amazing.
God damn.
I don't know what his Jack Kill job is, but he's not half bad at this.
Absolutely, super good.
But hold up, Zero, I don't know if you can see it, but you should maybe stop the timeline from moving and so we can make it actually readable.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of hard to. You're gonna have to zoom in
a little,
year by
zoom in a
year,
little bit.
basically.
Let's zoom a bit and go back
That's
to
what we should do.
2007.
See, Hazelin, like, none of us knew anything about that stuff, but, like, we asked people, like, I think Cillian specifically told us about the time that Giant Tree kicked everyone off of Mizumi, and, like, we learned a lot about that shit, and that's some of what we're gonna talk about.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
I'm gonna
did
go
hear
back
that
to
Genki
the
was a
ancient
massive gamer.
history
Yes.
where before Soku even existed, before SWR even existed. I don't know if we're going to go back as far as the EMs though.
I mean, Lamp,
now let's just go back to 2007.
Well,
time to be
in
alive.
2007, the only Toho fighting game out there was Adventure and Missing Power. They had their own community, yada yada yada, Rollcaster and stuff. The EMP was
Nice
going
place.
strong around 2007, right?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but in 2000, like in the August to 2007, there was already a trial for Scarlet Witch Rhapsody that happened. It seems.
Definitely.
SWR trial. I'm pretty sure the only person that actually like played that really a lot was Freudia, and I think he
Yes.
says that is like, oh yeah, SWR trial was busted as fuck. Aya was stupid. It was just
I think-
Reimu Marisa and Aya in the SWR demo.
Yeah, from what I'm
Yeah.
told, Aya was as annoying as she is now, except she has Oku's damage. So that sounds fun.
Well, yeah, it's like as if you look through like all of Soku's patch notes, I'm pretty sure Aya got a damage nerf every single time.
I think I remember that from what Fred said that Pachi had some super god like 5C that literally.
It was like a fucking homing 5C.
Yes.
You would press that button and it would like just loop back around the screen and do like 30 loop-the-loops just so it could fucking hit you.
That sounds actually extremely cool, actually.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like balanced. So 2007 must have been some really interesting time. There was also, for some reason, a rollcaster for the SFU Scarlet Witch Rhapsody game.
Yeah,
Trial.
Mom made a couple of them. But he decided he didn't like SWR all that much.
Also,
the originals. I don't think that he didn't had much of an opinion on the demo. It's more like it says here that he didn't make SWR demo roll because they kept changing the netcode in the demo releases.
Yeah,
But I wonder, why would you try to write a caster for just the demo? Wouldn't it be logical to just wait until they release the actual game and then work on it?
I think it makes sense because I suppose Mauve wanted to make.
Maybe I want to get a head start on the SWR.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted to make
okay, that
custom
makes sense.
before, so he was ready for the actual full game. But for some reason, ThunderFlow keep changing the netcode. What's up with that?
They made it
Oh,
worse
they
over time.
never really got it right, apparently.
I mean, you are right on that. So
2017, the darkest of futures.
so now we actually get onto the real timeline. Like now we start the community and stuff.
No ancient history. No, this is modern era.
Yeah, no
This is
dinosaur
already
shit.
ancient as fuck.
This is
So
some-
almost 9 years ago, no, more than 9 years ago now, SWR is released.
yeah,
Pretty
And-
amazing.
and it's as we know, it's basically the
revolutionized Toho fighting games. Cause,
No, I mean, yes, but it's
because if you look at the difference between immaterial and missing power to SWR, they may look the same on the outside, but the
They play
stuff that they
completely
actually
differently.
changed is crazy. Like, they added flight, which is honestly one of the defining features of Soku compared to other fighting games today that keep people interested in the game is the movement mechanics that they introduced in SWR. And they also revamped the blocking system. They had an amp where instead of having a spirit bar, you have orbs, and instead of just wrong blocking, just being drained spirit, it's also drained spirit, has different frame data. They added the card system and decks. They added 5 new characters to the amp cast.
Wasn't Skyward Rhapsody the game where wrong blocking was the way out of block things, I think?
Yeah, in SWR, wrong blocking created more pushback than normal blocking for some
Genius.
strange reason.
They should bring that back.
Yeah, despite like all the cool stuff SWR had, there was like a lot of weird stuff in that game. The buffers were way too big. There was no close A, so whenever you pressed A, you couldn't really control what the hell you were doing half the time.
Wasn't that? Yeah.
I mean, nothing's changed. I press A, I still
couldn't use cards without going through the declare animation first, so you couldn't use cards from hand. There were a lot of the cards that we know and love in the game that are in SWR. Those are all added in Soku. Like, I think every character only had 2 skill cards for every input instead of 3. I'd have to go take a closer look at that. And
There was also the thing where Iku's J2A, it did have the current hitbox, except it didn't really have any animation to go with it.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Players kept complaining about it to Tessiro, so Tessiro
No, wait, it was the Japanese that are actually
Yeah.
complained.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
the
that
Jet-
bad.
Yeah, they actually complained about it to Tessiro, so Tessiro went and did the only reasonable thing, which was keep the hitbox but just add an animation. And boom, we have Iku's G2A.
I mean,
Tessiro really does love the hitboxes. They like to play Tetris with them.
dude, I mean,
Oh,
it's
man.
better before. Before Iku's J2A just had this fucking invisible tipper that just the tip, just give you the tip, and it'd fucking do like millions of damage. Thanks, Iku.
Oh man.
oh,
Unga.
and SWR also has some janky weathers. SWR
yeah.
Spring Haze disabled melee completely.
That was hilarious. I did play it with a friend once. I think it was both of us played it for the first time. We were horribly bamboozled when Spring Haze popped up. Like, what the fuck is going on, dude?
SWR had a thing where in Tempest, along with the increased movement, they also let you high jump cancel your normals.
Wow,
that sounds
really?
actually cool.
Yo, that's hype.
Yeah, it actually had a lot of cool Tempest only combos because you could high jump cancel all your melees into stuff.
Sounds
I should
broken.
bring that back. What the hell?
Everything's safe.
That shit is broken.
River Mist was a thing where instead it would just oscillate you, it would try to keep you at a set distance, and if you moved away from that distance, they would move you back into it. So
That's kind
It
of more
makes more
predictable.
sense
together
since
by
it's
an
Komachi's
invisible
weather.
frame
That's kind of better than how it is today.
than the oscillating thing that they have now.
Yeah, I kind of like that more because at least that's predictable. Current River Mist is just bullshit. Like, you have no idea what's going on in River Mist.
Well, I mean, the oscillation is standard and predictable. If you can catch on to
Yeah.
the pattern, it's just very hard to pay attention to while
Not
you're actually
really.
playing the game.
Exactly.
It's messy. So on to the in this time there were already some community going on, right?
Yeah, they had the Mizumi and the Dojin style communities. I know Cillian mostly told us about Mizumi, and then like Dojin style community, like going up told us that a lot of players started playing Hisouten, like not Hisouten Soku, but specifically Hisouten, and
Also,
they
Soku
like
wasn't out yet.
yeah, exactly. No, but they all started off like fucking forums and Dojin style, and they like set up Hamachi rooms through that. And they had these like 8 delay standard games where everything was just terribly laggy.
I think it was 6 delay, but even so, it's awful. I think people also played mostly in their same region, so it was NA versus NA, AU versus AU, and so on.
Well, I'm pretty sure cross region at that time would be horribly laggy.
Yeah, it
So
wasn't
how
even
much?
viable.
But
Sounds
yeah.
pretty weird to me. Why are people using Hamachi? I mean, doesn't it even increase the lag between players if you use it? I mean, I don't see a difference between hostability now and 10 years ago.
Well, there is a big difference. I mean, not suppose. I mean, Amachi was the only way to play people because people didn't have the Japanese type of connection that Japanese people
Well,
have.
Yeah,
Hazen
people
just
didn't know
said
how to
people
port forward back then.
Yeah,
Or so.
what Hazen said.
Kind of dumb.
But yeah,
2008 is like all people internet. The horror.
yeah, but yeah, basically
yeah.
Mizumi was the very root that has kind of grown into what we are now. So
Yeah, that's
originally-
where the original
Hisouten
hashtag
community,
Hisouten was.
Yeah,
that's where it all began.
that was the original. We also had the Rise On server being created at the same time, but it wasn't used anywhere near as much as Mizumi.
Yeah, it was at the end of 2008, but no one was there. People were still on Mizumi IRC.
Wasn't the story going that when after SWR was released, there was a rift growing between the immaterial and missing power community, which was like spearheaded by Mauf, who was like the owner of Mizumi back then,
I think it's a bit forward.
and is like,
Yeah, there we go.
yeah,
No,
Basically, there is some kind of rift.
there was like a clusterfuck because at the exact same time that like Soku came out, the Mizumi SWR channel shut down because it was either Giant Tree or Belrasa. They just kind of threw like a big fucking bitch fit and like got sick of the community, and they were like, "Fucking normies, get the hell out of my channel!" They just shut everything down, so nobody knew where the hell to go to play Soku for a while.
But
Well,
then
Soku-
people went
and then
to Ryzen.
and then Soku comes out, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the funny stuff is that the Skyward Rhapsody English batch releases in the same month when Hisouten Soku releases.
Yeah, that's
Better
actually
late than
pretty
never.
crazy.
Really makes
They
sense.
almost beat Soku to the punch, but there's like 4 days where you can enjoy Scarlet Weather Rhapsody in English, and then Soku just comes right out. Which
Nice.
is like
Anyone-
only a year and a half after SWR, so it's like I guess they really didn't like what they put out in SWR because they went to work on Soku right after that.
I mean, I suppose now in the same month, while people can't play instantly Hisouten Soku, they could at least enjoy the story mode.
Yeah, that's true.
Does anyone here even know the story mode? I completely forgot about it. As far as I understood, Tenchi was bored, and that's why she caused earthquakes. But I'm fairly sure I got
Basically,
completely wrong.
Yeah, more or
What-
less.
basically,
Tuhu plot isn't exactly the pinnacle of writing, so
I mean, yeah, it's written by an alcoholic after all. Could have guessed.
the only thing I remember about the Scarlet Weather Rhapsody story mode is that to be fully completed, you needed to play every single character, and then you will unlock Tenshi, and then you will need to play Tenshi and finish the story with her. It was kind of
Isn't it the same in the modern fighting games as well? I'm fairly sure you had to do the same in Hopeless Masquerade and Urban Legend and Limbo.
Yeah, like you start with like Reimu, Marisa, and Sakuya stories, and then you unlock more and more as you clear them, and then on the second to last one you unlock Iku story, and then you unlock Tenchi's story, which is the final one, where you face boss Reimu.
man, that sounds like fun.
it was
Yeah,
okay.
SWR story was pretty okay.
And the final
Yeah.
boss is amazing. I mean, come on, Tenshi final battle is something wow in the space. But moving on.
I just really
So
like
yeah,
Tenchi's
and
theme.
then
So yeah, we were talking about the fact that
SWR, Soku comes out.
yeah, basically we were saying that Mizumi server on IRC dies and people move to Ryzen, and now Hisouten Soku is out, and I suppose people start playing Hisouten Soku.
Yeah, and we can talk
Why
a
not?
little bit about what people actually like, how people played Soku back.
Let's
in the day.
move a bit forward, Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
Just a bit enough to see the stuff.
Just
Yeah.
just the bit, just the bit.
Can I go like for a second and see can talk about what exactly changed between SWR and Hisouten Soku? Because
You
it's
mean
kind of
The patches or like?
no, like what actually changed between SWR to Soku.
Sure,
like,
go on.
Sure, go ahead. We will meanwhile talk
Because
about
I
stuff.
think it's kind of like underrated how much actually changed between the two games. I don't think
no, it's
people
not- it's
realize.
pretty easy to see.
So like they changed the weather to what we know now, right? And They added the last 5 characters that everyone loves: Suwako, Soho, Mei Ling, Cyrano, and Sanae. Even though Mei Ling was an immaterially missing power, took her forever to come back. They added 4A. They added the skill card directional. You could actually attack with the skill card by using it. They added a bunch of cards, all the cards that we know of. Like, I think Spirit Bloom was added in Soku. I'm not sure if it was an SWR card.
If you press the skill card button, it wouldn't attack, it would just level up the skill.
Yeah, you couldn't do that in SWR at all.
Oh, okay. Well, this is an interesting stream layout, but I guess we can...
Anyway, so basically, once Reza decides to kick people out of Mizumi, he also stops later on time hosting the Hisouten wiki, and Remy takes over. Now, I actually don't know Remy, and I think Zaton and Tessiro knows a bit more about Remy, right?
Remy is...
She's a IRC operator for Rezon, which means she hosts one of Rezon's servers, so she's like super important.
Yes,
and she has
powerful.
access to like everyone's information on Rezon, so if she felt like it, she could like ban you from Rezon forever. Like, she couldn't just ban you from Hisouten, she could ban you from the entire server, and you would be able to... She was... that's the seat of power we had in our hands at Hisouten. We also had Guchan at Hisouten too.
It was Guchan who was the Rezon mod.
They're both Rezon mods.
Oh, they were both, okay.
They are both Rezon mods.
That's some big shit you had there then.
Yeah, we had 2 IRC ops playing Soku. Which was actually pretty good.
Remy was actually at least a decent person because she spent a lot of money hosting the Hisouten wiki.
Yes. People don't really appreciate this enough, but let me put this into perspective. So, every 3 months, Remy pays 60 euros for hosting the wiki. And how long has that been? 2010, 7 years. I've been told that. Yeah, I've been told that up to the current year, if you will, she's paid 2,500 euros for hosting the wiki for a game she doesn't even play anymore.
Much.
Pretty spicy.
That's really nice.
Yeah, no, and she doesn't take donations or anything. It's all been out of pocket.
Yeah. She's never asked for any donations, refunds, or whatever. So yeah,
as we can see in the chat, how the game was played.
So right now we're around 2010, and the community is kind of solidified in the IRC channel on Horizon, and
people start using port forwarding to play.
Yeah, Soku English patch being released, and there is already some kind of meta going on. So, can we stop to talk about how people played back in the time?
Let's do that.
So, the game was very defensive, it seems. And not only that, but the delay was like minimum of 6 or so, or even 8.
8 seems fine.
It seems fine. What's the matter, amigo? Can't handle a bit of a delay.
Sounds absolutely no.
Yeah, but I will interject for a moment. Many of the people watching this stream are new enough to not know the pre-roll Soku and how fucking horrible it was. And let me tell you, it was horrible.
Try playing some games and turning Soku roll off against someone that's not near you, and you'll see what it was like.
Yeah, try playing, let's say, NA to Europe. And, well, it's an interesting experience.
It will be the same as if I would be fighting an SA person. So, I don't see that much of a difference.
Yeah,
Advice
so
over Jackie-chan, both Europeans, 7 delay. Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. So yeah, I would like to another shout out to Tassofro for making good netcode. Thank you, Tassofro.
Amazing. And not only the delay was awful, but the game style itself was pretty strange. People respected Typhoon like there was some kind of honesty. When Typhoon happened, people stopped playing.
Yeah, it was an honor code. Like, if Typhoon happens, you would stop playing the game.
I think around this time, people that were playing Soku didn't really approach it as a fighting game at first. So, like, they were mostly Toho fans, and they're just like, oh yeah, this is a cool Toho game that you can play with your friends. So So when Soku comes out, people are just like, we're gonna play this game, and it's like, wow, there's some really weird stuff in it. So they just don't play with Typhoon because it feels unfair or whatever.
Sadness.
To
Yeah.
quote Zaton, they
And
didn't
no one knows
choose
how to pressure. No one knows what the fundamentals of offense or defense are because they're not
Border
playing it like a
escaping
fighting
was-
game. They're just playing it like it's an action game or something like that.
Yeah, it's basically I'm 12 and I fucking love pressing buttons. The video game.
Yeah.
Did somebody once told me that border escaping was at times considered disrespectful?
Oh yeah,
What?
because Japanese players were extremely defensive and like block stuff that really didn't need to be blocked. Like
Yeah,
5
everyone's
Cs
blocking everything because no one knew how to actually apply any pressure yet.
damn, we don't have we actually do have some what's the word
We have
video of
gameplay from 2010.
we,
So
we do have gameplay from 2011. We are going to show that because it's amazing. At least just 5 seconds of it where some Bob guy, Utsuho player, does an infinite string of 5A
yes,
because
yes.
it's amazing.
That is Bob 51, and he would like I never got to know him well, but I was looking when I joined Hisouten in 2012. I was looking at his replays for inspiration. The man is a legend. I sadly never got, as I said, I never got to know him well, but he basically his gameplay was basically shit posting. He's kind of like I don't know, a smarter Polai.
Yeah, I also heard he used to mash crush pressure or charge melee a lot because it was really high delay and it was actually
no one knew how to deal with them back then.
Yeah, you can't really react to it when you're at like delay 8, which is crazy.
Also, if you want to link the video, I think you want to link. Do play it with sound so we all get to hear younger advice all.
So on to the so in this time period we were talking about the delay, but people were actually trying to build up some kind of role or caster or stuff to make the connection a bit less awful. And so we have basically two sides of this scenario where we have Danmaku and Dark Mage Eli and no wait.
So
That comes later. Oh my.
No, it was those
So
two.
Danmaku and Dark Mage Eli are like the Soku wizards, like Mauve was for Imitate Missing Power. These guys, Dark Mage Eli and Danmaku, they're like Soku wizards. They're trying to make a rollcaster and stuff to make Soku net play less shit. So at the beginning, Danmaku and Dark Mage Eli come up, and Danmaku makes Soku Lobby, right? And the original plan for Soku Lobby was to be a chat room along with that would bind into Soku. So not only would the community be there with the game, it would also improve the net play. So you could actually have like a huge thing where you'd be able to chat and stuff without even opening IRC. You just have Soku, you'd have Soku Lobby, and then you'd be able to play. He was like planning to implement some kind of thing where you wouldn't need to port forward. You would just play over his server, whatever. He was really ambitious, right?
But somehow it worked. I think there was
most of it didn't end up coming into fruition, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, he kind of just wasn't. I don't know if he lost interest or he didn't know what to do or he got stuck.
I feel like dealing with Tassofro netcode is the kind of thing that would make anybody have a lot of difficulty actually having any sort of success.
Well, how do you work on something that makes no sense after all?
Good old Tassofro.
So then Dark Mage Eli decides that he's going to, or she apparently, goes on and decides that she's going to make her own rollcaster. And that's when Soku roll, it branches, I think it's a little later.
No, wait. No. That actually,
macro, right?
that actually happened in 2012 and it was Fire Seal.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fire
Fi-
Seal.
Fire
Dark
Seal.
Mage Eli was the first Soku wizard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
made
he was on Soku
Macro.
Lobby. Yeah, and he made Soku Macro.
Yeah, Soku Lobby was made by Danmaku, though.
Yeah, but Danmaku, that was his plan for Soku Lobby.
He wanted to have Soku Roll kind of be integrated as a part of Soku Lobby. And I heard there was a real shitstorm when he figured out that wasn't going to be the case, but I don't think people really need to remember that anymore.
And while all this stuff was happening, we actually have a bit of fortune actually trying to play some Hisouten Soku.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, the English patch came out in April.
Yeah.
It was a lot faster than a Scarlet Leather Rhapsody.
Well, they already like broke into Scarlet Weather Rhapsody. It was probably faster in Soku.
Yeah, that I was in the JP threads in like 2012. They were well compared to what you guys might be used to from V. The threads were horribly slow. Like I think I've seen one.
Well,
Soku
JP is still slow today, so
yeah.
same old, same old.
Yeah, I've seen a single Soku thread go on for like a month or so.
That's all the
Maybe-
threads on JP.
Well, yeah.
JP threads stay up there for a long time, man.
There's like been a fucking train thread on there for months. Just
Someone
people
make us
looking
a
at
thread
trains.
right now.
I don't know if you browse JP, but it's not that great.
Yeah,
Anyways.
It's an awful place. So moving on to 2000.
Hold on,
we can go ahead and move on to 2011 now.
Before that,
do we have
actually,
the video?
yeah, I think I will really like to show people the really silly
One of the
video.
first Soku matches ever uploaded to YouTube.
I don't
was-
think it's that old, but
This was from a big tourney called 5 or Break. Sadly, we have no clue when they started happening. Maybe Ol can enlighten us here.
oh gee,
So, oh dear fuck, this doesn't look very good.
no quality this time around, but it's fine.
Yeah. It was recorded in a rather weird way, but basically here we have
Bob 51 versus some
versus. I think this was Magister actually, but I'm not sure.
What?
No,
Some weeb.
Yeah, so
I-
we're all degenerate weeps, so what does it matter?
okay, so
This is the kind of pressure that really makes you think, though.
okay,
Okay.
Yeah, this
So this is
is
really
fun.
early Soku. You see Ibuki Gourd coming out like
Can you scroll forward a bit to the
Yeah, we're
timestamp I
still
gave
a bit
you?
early.
where we see some really amazing eye level pressure.
random break stuns from Bob 51.
To tell you, it works.
Not
As
against
you can
Bob.
see
He's just
sometimes.
spamming it randomly.
Oh,
Okay, this is good enough right here.
okay, there we go.
I'll have to wait a while.
This
Oh, yeah.
go from here, yeah.
Basically, the Yukari has no life, so
This is super good. Look at this pressure that he's about to pull out right here. He
I
just
mean,
doesn't know what to do against it.
let's.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
Oh.
let's come up.
The classic.
Classic
Wait.
tomato. There you go, dial A. 4A, 4A.
5 AA, 5 AA, 5 AA, 5 AA. For...
This is quality pressure.
Yo, infinite
and-
block string.
Infinite block string.
And he builds meter. Wait for
Yes!
him to finish building meter.
This is amazing.
Oh,
In
boy,
2011.
that's stuff.
Pennsylvania Sun.
This was the tourney. What now? He pulls the sun and goes back to doing what he was doing before.
And he did.
No mixing at all. No notes.
Literally nothing you can do against all those low.
He goes
low
Oh man, amazing.
Oh, man. So I think we can move on to 2011 after seeing this. Oh man,
There's
this is
nothing left for us to look
The-
back on.
This is what I aspire to be. I
I
aspire
would be
to
a
be
pro
The
player back
abyss of early Soku when no one actually knew how fighting games were played in
amazing.
terms of Soku.
because
this
I
wasn't
was there
fucking
to
Bola.
show them.
No, it was Bob, the hero.
Yeah, this is Bob 51.
What a hero.
Oh, the Yukari might have been K123, according to
Okay.
Hazelin. Yeah, that
Could've
could make sense, since she's a really old player.
By
That's
the way, fun fact, Double Sun Tech was invented by Bob 51. Going Up told me that. So, all eyes are fraud.
Wow. The shots.
Exposed. Exposed.
So by the end of 2011, people are starting to figure out how to approach Soku as a fighting game. Because some people started getting really above others. Because you see that the skill level between people that knew how to play fighting and people that didn't know how to play fighting games is growing a lot.
So
So
there
you
was
can see there's a lot of like
happening.
But we also get a bunch of community happenings at
Yeah,
this
like-
time, too.
Okay,
There are
stop
a lot
here,
of-
Zero. Like, bit back, just. Like,
No, it's fine here.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
it's fine
yeah.
here.
oh yeah, you
stop
can
going
see
Move it.
Don't move forward. Go
You
back
can
to the start of
like,
2011.
early
we're good
2011.
here.
You can see that people
Okay.
were starting to feel really bullied by those good players because they're starting to know how to play fighting games. So it's like, wow, people are getting like completely destroyed because they don't know how to play fighting games. They only play Toho.
Actually, in 2011, it was more less about the players. There was like a lot of new actual tourneys. The Scarlet Union community, that I think we should talk about because it's
Yeah, the
quite
Scarlet
something.
Union is what I was talking about when I talk about people
okay.
are starting to feel
Okay.
bullied a lot more by people that knew how to play fighting games.
Tessiro,
Okay.
tell us about the Scarlet Union rules.
Absolutely.
They're the best.
So yeah, so after the IRC starts to cement itself as a place where good players are starting to show up and bad players are getting completely destroyed, a bunch of people break off and just like, we don't want this. We don't want to be completely beat. We just want to have fun playing Soku. So they make the Scarlet Union, which is basically a bunch of people that got together and decided that you can't play Soku in a way that would be unfun. So they have the 7 golden rules of Soku. Yo, Irish, can you bring up the
That
7 laws?
sounds sad.
They are pinned in.
Shit, let me see if I can. Fuck, give me a second.
Bring up the 7 laws, just so that
Yeah,
everyone
they are-
knows
they
what
are
kind
pinned.
of community that the Scarlet Union was.
That sounds like a big safe space, to be honest.
It was.
Kinda
Right
was.
there. Do you
Okay,
want to just
so-
read them off? Read them off. They're great.
Yeah, so the 7 laws. Law number 1: corner assaults shall only last 10 seconds from the collision of the wall.
God.
Oh boy.
Rule number 2: a single move cannot be used more than 5 times in a row. Rule number 3: no more than 3 of the same card may be permitted in a single deck. Rule
What's the
number
point?
4: a match that lasts more than 10 minutes is decided and given to the person with the most health. 5: if a person does not show up for a match within 10 minutes, they forfeit that match. 6: the match without a spectator and or replay does not count. If this is an issue for you, make sure that the auto replay option is enabled before the initial match starts. And rule number 7: a judge's decision is final.
Oh
Yes.
boy.
The most important rule.
How the hell do you even go over 10 minutes with a Soku match?
Hey,
Well,
Well,
I've
you
seen-
realize how slow and defensive Soku games
Dude,
were.
I've done 35
And the
minutes in a
fact that
single
both
round before.
players don't know how to play.
What the fuck, Irish?
And the fact that there's no roll at this time means that I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
a 10-minute match is very possible.
Zaton, like, it's possible. Like, I played against El Gran, some South American with Hamachi once, and round 1 I only went through halfway of round 1, and it lasted 35 minutes.
Oh wow! What? Amazing.
Like, this stuff happens, man.
So yeah, you can see that these guys were really in that scrub mentality where there's like, oh man, the bullying, we can't get out of the corner, they're spamming on us, they're using the same moves, they're timing us out and running away and stuff.
What a story.
So it's just like, yeah, people were starting to really feel bullied. So this is like where the time where IRC starts actually having an identity of being where the best players are.
But
where-
there is only that is going on. There are mods, or better, the start of mods being made.
Yeah. Who made,
and
what was it called? Soku Plus? Is that what?
Soku Plus, I think it was, yeah, Soku Plus, I think it was.
Yeah, who made that? I forgot.
I think the
it's
entire.
the
Oh, okay.
Japanese. Yeah, it's not an American. It's not a Western mod. It's a Japanese mod. Where they decided to just make Soku more cool. They added really dumb, interesting mechanics, I guess. Like you could spend cards for a Roman cancel,
Ooh,
like Guilty Gear.
man. Like,
I think some of the mods were started by Shinki, right?
Well,
Yes.
that's after Soku. Well, Soku Plus was the first mod
I
ever
see.
for Soku,
I
and
see.
it's a little bit after.
well, excluding the English patch, but that doesn't really
Oh,
count.
yeah, that's kind of.
Because Shinki's first mods use SWRS toys, so you have to
I
do
see.
the SWRS toys first.
So, where are we now? 2011, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still
So-
2011.
So you can see the elitism is starting to appear because like Hisouten is the best. Like they're the best in the West, and if you aren't good, you're going to get and I mean not if you aren't good. If you aren't if you don't know how to play, you're going to get completely owned.
Yeah, it was specifically around the IRC, with the IRC knowing that it's the best community that played Soku in the West, so all the non-IRC communities kind of felt like they were getting bullied by this amazing
And-
group of people from the IRC.
And and this is when they start making tournaments for Hisouten Soku too. So
Oh yeah, there's Aristocrat. The very first ever Hisouten Soku Tourney was made by Aristocrat, actually. Right? Like really unexpected.
What
Yeah.
a legend.
Arista
I
was
mean,
old.
I'm kind of accustomed to you making tourneys.
Arista dinosaur.
And outside of people being elitist, it seems like in this year there was a lot of shit posting, like real shit posting.
Yeah.
So real that Hisouten was created.
Oh,
Yeah.
according to Advice Owl, Mado wasn't the first series.
Oh wow!
What?
really?
What was it then?
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of curious. Mado is the oldest one I could find, but it might have been 5 War Break that's older. I'm not
We go
exactly
trick.
sure.
Yeah, I mean, we really tried going back and figuring stuff out, but if anything goes back even further than that, let me know.
What was
Wow.
the first tourney that Hisouten held as a community?
Okay, so nameless tournament. Come on,
There was one
We-
for you, one for
we can do
Well,
that.
That's indicative. Well, we'll say that Mado is the first, like,
Okay, the first with a name and stuff.
the first
Uh,
tournament, like, official named stuff tourney where it's
2008,
big and people
wow.
come in together.
The first tournament series, maybe. I don't know.
Mhm,
Yeah.
So now we have shit posting going on.
Like, they actually had to make an entire channel just to contain all the shit posting.
the Hisouten.
Wait, who would do that, right? That sounds
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Who the fuck would pull that off?
So we're reaching around the time where Zaton joins IRC.
Wait, we skipped SWRS?
No, I know. Wait, what are we? Oh yeah, there's toys.
Damn.
Yeah,
I'm
SWRS
I-
Toys is awesome.
I'm skipping everything. Like wow. So yeah, there were two things going on right now. As for Skyward Rhapsody toys, what is that exactly? I don't think I ever used that. So
You don't use I'm pretty sure you
Everybody
use
uses it.
SWRS
Yeah,
Toys in
everybody
some
uses
manner, shape, or form.
It has stuff like it has the soundtrack changer. It has stuff
Oh.
like counting how many games that you've currently played.
Okay.
It also doesn't it format your replays for you? Is that also what it does?
No,
Like,
let's see. SWRS Toys includes
I think it includes
modules,
the
the
replays.
BGM changer, which lets you replace soundtrack, the memory patch, which lets you run. What does the memory patch do again?
Dude, I
Oh, it
don't
lets
know.
you run replays. No, wait, memory patch.
Oh, doesn't it let you run multiple copies?
Oh yeah,
of
let's
Soku at the
run
same
multiple
time?
Sokus. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice.
But why would you need that?
Whenever you're hosting, it's nice to like use practice mode at the same
Oh,
time
I
while
see.
you wait for people to join.
The net battle counter, which has the little counter in the right screen that has counts from 1 and keeps going up, so you know how much of your life you've been wasting so far. Net bell changer, which lets you change the net bell when someone joins if you are really spooked by that little ringing noise when someone joins your host.
That noise
Oh.
gives me a gachigasm every time.
The profile view, which lets you change how the profiles are displayed in the upper left and upper right. You have the replay drag and drop, which lets you use your replay files and open them up with Soku, and it'll instantly go to the replay and start playing it. And then, last but not least, the replay input view, which lets you see what people are pressing while you're watching replays. So yeah,
It's a lot of
SWRS
useless
Toys has a lot in it, and it's honestly an awesome thing that came out, and we're still using it today, even though it barely changed at all since 2011. We're still using it because it's just that good.
It just works.
So wow, that sounds. Even now we are using that, so that's
Yeah.
quite something.
They basically
Uh,
managed to inject the DLL, I think, into Soku, which has some run modules in it.
I kind of skipped over the Bunmaru forums. I never knew much about this place, but apparently Z-Layer said he started over there, so maybe there are more people out there who know more about that.
So basically, Slayer and Tanuri explained that a really intricate and broad story about both of them and the South American community, but it was kind of hard to squeeze that in the timeline.
Yeah,
For
like
most-
North America and Europe were mostly in Hisouten at the time. It wasn't until like later where South Americans and other regions actually started joining Hisouten. It was basically just America and Europe, and South America
Yeah.
was their own thing for a very long time.
And basically, their story is a complete side story that interconnects to the Hisouten IRC around 2013, 2014 or so. Maybe 2012 when the Soku roll actually released. My bad. So, so Slayer basically was some kind of initiator of a community, for what I understood. Something like that. I would really need Slayer to correct me onto everything,
I guess we don't know too much about it.
Yeah, I mean, we have the history, but it's kind of hard to just tell about that.
But I mean,
Oh yeah, I'm getting a fact check from Gup. He says that the very first EU tournament was by Aquo and Unica in somewhere around 2009.
What?
Wow.
Did he say Unica?
Yeah.
Yes,
What the
Unica.
fuck?
Oh wow,
wow.
we got bamboozled.
We've been used!
Unica is super old. What?
Dude, we were caught in the fucking snafu all along!
Oh,
this
God.
was the master plan!
Goddamn.
Most of the EU tournaments in that time were organized by Gobolts.
Oh, I remember Cobalt.
Yeah, I still am in contact with Gobold. He's still alive, if anyone cares. Although he doesn't really care about Soku at all.
Yeah, he's done.
What about a tourney that we know actually definitely started in 2011, end of the year? The very first.
Very first Hisouten end of the year tournament took place in
2011.
End of the year 2011. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Who was the winner there?
So it was split up between regions was the thing. I think Southeast Asia winner was Fear, and then Europe winner was... Fuck, who was the winner for Europe? I don't remember the results. Anybody remember them?
The end of the year 2011 results.
Yeah.
I think
I can
maybe
find
challenge.
them.
Oh no, wait.
I think I posted them in our little chat here.
Mm-hmm.
Take a
Look
look.
up.
Meanwhile, so after that we are already.
Yeah, 'cause there were 4 regional tournaments. There was South America, Southeast Asia, Europe, and North America.
Okay, here we go. Deanna brought it up. Real
Nice.
MVP right here. So yeah, end of the year. The very first end of the year tournament was in 2011 by hosted by Aristocrat.
Oh wow! Again.
And there were 2 tournaments. There's the Europe tournament and the North America tournament. Took place December 23rd. So basically, back then, top 3 were in EU went to Chiki-chan, going up in Gabi. I have no idea who Gabi is.
Yeah, I also kinda know Gabi, but I don't really speak with him much. And what's important to point out, I don't know if we have that on stream, Chiki-chan, for first place, won $20 worth of J-list merchandise.
Oh wow!
And most importantly, 120 days of a custom-colored vhost on IRC. Those of you who don't really use IRC, it's basically text that appears after your nick, when you log in. You can customize it, and you were the cool kid because you had it in color. That's
Yeah, it
all.
was a big deal back in IRC. Have colors show up when you logged in.
Yeah, it's fucking radical, dude.
I think it's worth mentioning that the tourneys were actually posted in our actual website.
Well, this was before challenge was a thing.
Yeah, so it was on some sort of blog, I think.
Yeah, I think this blog was being run by Kiko, but I am not 100% sure. Or at
Oh
least...
man, Gup just linked me the 2011 Soku tournament by Global called Tournament Sign Europe.
There was a lot going on.
Yeah, Tournament Sign Europe.
We can.
You want to look at the playlist? You don't need to show it on the stream, but
Let's see.
Tournament Sign.
Tournament Sign Europe.
What's this here? Oh, hey, this is actually broken up into a bunch of videos.
Neat.
Yeah, it's when they are still playing Immaterial Missing Power alongside Soku. Tournament Sign.
Cool. We actually do have a bunch of old. We should really save all this stuff somewhere, so you have video about the old times games and stuff. It'd be actually pretty useful.
Oh yeah, we didn't go over the American winners for the end of the year tournament 2011.
I mean, it was probably either Magister, Mui, or Magister or Mui.
So yeah, there's like 4 winners. In
Actually,
NA.
I think they join a bit later in the story, like kinda now.
Well, Magister won first place.
Yeah.
Oh, well, $30 J list and 128 custom V host. And the second place went to some guy named Swako Moria. And I know a lot of people go by that name, so I'm not exactly sure who exactly the Swako Moria went. Is that Django?
No. Suako Moria was in Discord for a bit, although I don't think. Yes,
Is that
I think he lost
There's so
interest.
many Swako Morias.
Is that native faith?
No, not native, not native. Just Suako Moria. I think he fucking plays IAMP now, Lamp.
It's so annoying. It's like people who name themselves Yomu Kanpaku or Yuyuko Saigyoji. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of them. Third place was Bob51.
Shots fired.
And then fourth place was Yaffy. Oh yeah, Dango got fifth, tied with Duckator. So yeah, and we got seventh. You can see a lot of players that are still here in the NA results. Like you can look who was playing back in 2011 that's still here. Mui, Trey15, Oryx, God, his start was playing back here. Yuri, Hazelin was here. K123, Aristocrat,
There's
Phoenix
a reason why.
M, all the way down 20 flip. He was really bad back then. wasn't he?
There's a reason why.
Stillion playing
now.
here.
All the dinosaurs is a fun
In
talk.
EU, we could see Gar still here. Fintlook was back here, if you still know him. Sitha was playing at this time. Fireball Flame. Ness was playing.
There are a lot of names,
I
guys.
think that was
Adept was
BFSM.
playing.
Oh, Adept, the oldest of players.
Now the oldest player is Gar.
Oh yeah, the American version of Tournament Sign was apparently called Magic Series. I also have a playlist for this too.
Bring that name back.
Magic Series.
Oh yeah, isn't that a type of combo? I think.
Yeah,
That's-
Magic Series is another term for your chain combo. Like
Okay.
ABC would be called the Magic Series.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So that
Magic.
was, I think, 2011. Or
Yeah,
we
also
still...
2011 was another tournament series that Hisouten was holding.
2011 is quite a busy year.
Yeah, basically people were starting to play Soku more seriously.
I think we should try to.
Like, you know how
Yeah.
Hisouten was starting to really get into
Yeah.
Soku as a fighting game first? This is when
Oh, yeah.
this is when competitive Soku really started to shine.
Oh, okay,
Or for the
that,
first time it really started to come into its own.
that explains why there were so many tournaments.
Yeah, and I think this it makes a lot of sense that we are seeing so much activity right now because in 2012 we start to see interest in actually developing a functional Soku role. And it's probably because there were so many people who started to play.
So let's move on to 2012, where the magic happens.
So we have to wait for the stream for that to happen.
Yeah.
So,
Waiting warmly.
Waiting for it to catch up.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the stream thing to just
There we
move
go.
a little bit.
Zero side. Okay,
The
so
most important event.
look at that.
June
look at that
13th,
cute.
2012. Zaton joins the IRC.
Yo, why the fuck is that still there?
Okay,
know.
because you are a power play in the future. You make
Zaton joins IRC.
You
More
make
important than everyone else to Soku combine.
because it makes
Just
it
as
Discord.
important.
It makes sense.
When Zaton joins, you just touch down from the heavens.
I, I swear it makes sense.
with his
because
presence in IRC in June 2012.
And he gave us his holy word, thou shalt gachigasm.
And thus, every June 13th will be recognized as Zaton Day.
I
It's coming up in 10
I
days. Did you get? Do you have
that.
your Zaton gift ready?
Yeah, did he buy your
Oh, God.
Zaton t-shirts?
I hate you guys. Come on.
I hate
Guys,
you guys
that's,
more.
that's,
Please kill
that's
me.
less than 2 weeks. We have to celebrate it then.
Zaton Day.
Jesus Christ.
Your 5th anniversary is coming up, Zaton.
I
It's
regret.
gonna be like 5 years since Zaton started playing Soku, man. This is
Yeah.
huge. That's actually huge.
I
God.
regret ever giving it that date. No,
Let's
Yeah,
just
everyone knows
let's
it.
just appreciate the everything. Okay,
So
so
we also had Shinky. He started working
Yes.
on various Soku mods.
so now we are actually have
after seeing what Soku Plus could do, Shinky's just like, I'm gonna start doing shit. So
so
this is-
basically Shinky started working on modding because they wanted to change Alice in the very first place, but people were like, yeah, you should also change the other characters, would be interesting. And from there there was a huge sort of mode that balanced the other characters, Alice and Yomu, etc., etc., etc. And that kind of gave the base for what we have now, like Soku 2. So that's something, I would say.
And for stuff like the frame data viewer.
Which is quite important.
So yeah, Orc, Magister, Duckator, and we top 4 in NA.
Oh yeah, and the top players.
Yeah,
For
we didn't-
EU, you're looking at players more like Chiki-chan, Going Up, Adept, those guys. So it was like, yeah, there are
Dare
still
I-
2 separate like regions at this.
Dare I say Advice Owl?
I'm not sure how
course
good
not.
Advice Owl was in 2011.
2012.
2012, I mean.
I think he was pretty good back then, wasn't he? Zaton, you're like the European. Can you confirm?
I don't remember because I was horse shit at the time. So
Yeah, Gup was around in 2012. He got second place in the end of the year 2011. We went over that.
Yeah.
Um,
And then the most important thing ever happened on December
so
25th.
before
Fuck
that, people were still
Christmas
playing
Day.
lucky games. I like this. Suika was fear in lag, like Suika alone, not even Utsuho, just Suika.
No, Suika, Yu, Yuko, and Oku were also played by South Americans because
Mm.
they're easy to play in lag.
Oh
Did
man.
that even change?
Yeah, nothing's changed.
But lucky us, we have
Soku
the savior of Soku, Fire Seal. So
More
Fire Seal,
important. Not as important as Zaton, obviously.
just leave. Just leave. God damn it! Just leave that be. Come on.
Zaton and then Fire Seal.
please stop. Stop.
Okay. Fire Seal comes in, makes Soku roll. It changes Soku forever.
Wow.
People can actually play the fucking game without actually lagging to death.
Comes out on Christmas Day.
Oh
Merry
wow,
fucking
really?
Christmas.
God
Yes, it
damn.
comes out December 25th.
Oh wow,
Amazing.
that was a nice
not-
Christmas present.
And it wasn't just like Americans or Europeans who learned about Soku roll. It's like everyone gets into Soku roll. Like
Especially the
Chinese players playing
Oh,
using
this
Soku roll,
gets
Japanese
spicy.
players playing with Soku roll, trying to play with the Americans that they were just like, who are these guys? So they're just like, everyone's trying to play together now, trying to bring the community a little bit closer, trying to bridge those gaps that were just there forever, that people that were just never going to be bridged.
Yeah.
So now we get into the spicy zone, like wow, the China zone. In 2013 now,
Yeah,
we
but
have-
before that, remember?
Oh
Yeah,
wait, what happened end of the year 2012? Do we have that? Do we pull that up? I want to see who won that.
we
don't
actually
have
did-
that.
because we only went about the very first end of the year. Because if we go every single turn, it kinda.
Yeah, but
No.
actually, Fire Seal was planning on adding things to Soku.
Oh yeah.
But she lost her hard drive, so she wasn't
Yep.
able to continue developing. But like before, she had it like developing so that you could actually like play replays, and then halfway through the replay, you could stop the replay and actually join into like the replay game.
Yeah.
And like explore what different options would have worked in different cases. It was going to be amazing, but Fire Seal could not.
It
make
seems
that, 'cause
though
her hard drive
that
died.
even with those great options, the Soku itself, outside of some general bugs fixes, is mostly the final version. So the Soku we have now is actually, for the most part, the final version.
Pretty much.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
We are actually in a good spot.
If anyone is
so, yeah.
wondering, Fire Steel is still alive.
Oh,
As
yeah.
well.
Yeah, he recently works on the EFZ Revival project, which is honestly even bigger than Soku roll.
What do you mean works? She's already done with it. It's
Oh.
everything fine. She's playing actually right now.
Wow.
So yeah, I think what's worth bringing up, since it's not on the timeline for whatever reason, once Sakura, oh yeah, okay, it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, once
It is.
Sakura happened, the Japanese, of course, got interested. Word got out to them, I think, via Phoenix M. I might be wrong. Anyway, a new IRC channel was created, Hisouten JP.
Oh yeah.
Where we could play with our friends from Japan. Yeah, well, it was a horrible clusterfuck and puddle of tears, since our top players at the time, that being Auric and Magister, well, the Japanese players completely fucking wiped the floor with them.
Oh, okay.
So now in 2013, we are actually in this Chinese meta from the very Chinese players, right?
Oh wow, this is the first time in 2012 where they have started having South American tournaments included in Hisouten, actually, because if you look
we
at like
actually
the
have
end of
this
the year, like you could see that Fear they had a Southeast Asian that Fear won, they had a South American Agalandra one. So apparently Agalandra was playing sometime back in 2011, 2012 too, which is interesting.
So now we're in 2013. 2013 seems to be a busy year for a lot of stuff. And also, I think you, Tess, joined IRC, I would say, right?
Oh, I started playing like mid 2013.
Oh, okay.
In April.
They're kind of around this point.
Yeah, basically, in 2013, Tessiro joins the IRC too.
But I'm not on the timeline because I'm not born as Zaton, obviously.
It makes sense in
you got
context,
that
I
right.
swear!
I
God
hate
damn
you
it!
people.
Fucking right, kid.
So,
So 2013 host Soku roll.
yes, we are in Soku, we have the Chinese meta. People, okay, so all the meta changed outside of saying Chinese influence, but what it was this Chinese meta?
So with the advent of better net play, people were like, "Wow, we can play Soku so fast now. We're just gonna go everything. We're just gonna go zoom all over the screen." People are just like, "Yo, no more lag. Let's just go at them." So people just go at it, fight. They try to make so fast. People go in, they're dying faster, coming with better combos and stuff. As the meta comes in, people are just like,
You
Yeah, they're just going for it.
Septengu fan suddenly explodes.
Everyone is Sonic.
I mean, come on, Sid, don't you have four Tengu fans in your main deck?
Oh man.
But yeah,
Only on the weekends.
and the good players are just getting even better. Like this
Oh,
is
man.
like the time where like Magister, Z-Layer,
And
Genki,
Shiki.
and them really start showing that they're the best players in each region. Well, Magister had Auric. Well, there are like other players that are rival. Like Z-Layer was always challenged by like the Nurse and SA, and Chiki had like Adept and going up behind him. But yeah, these are like when the top players of each region were just like, these are the guys.
Why is this empty space? So, in 2013,
Hopeless Masquerade also came out.
that isn't that
What do we
important.
care
Actually,
about?
wait, it wasn't that year that Opus Masquerade got out, really?
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of
2013.
A lot of people played it when it came out, and it didn't die as quickly as Yulo did. A lot of people like stuck around for it for a while.
Yeah, I think it took a lot of interest away from Soku because people were just like, yo, Hopeless Masquerade. I think this is part of the time where Soku started to slow down a bit. Because people were like leaving Soku to play Hopeless Masquerade and they didn't stay with Hopeless Masquerade and they didn't go back to Soku. So it's just like,
So as usually, you can say
and new players aren't really going to play, and new players around this time aren't going to go into Soku. They're just like going into like Hopeless Masquerade or something, or just playing like that. So a lot of the casual appeal of Soku also goes down during around this time too.
So,
You had-
while this time though, while Soku is dying, something else is you know,
So like Soku starts to slow down, and at the end of the year, it was like Soku got a huge revival when 4chan opened up, right?
Yeah, 4chan opened
can
up
tell-
in 2013.
Genki and Irish know all about this because I wasn't really part of that part of Soku, but these guys actually got their start there, I'm pretty sure.
okay,
Yeah,
so
we did.
basically, it's not like the history is much different, but there are two sides of this. In around 2000, around at the start of 2014, on V4chan there were threads that were starting out, and people will obviously play, and it wasn't much interesting because, you know, people were kind of bad at the game. I was bad myself. I'm still bad myself.
Well, I mean, it was
It's like basically a new land where people were starting
Yes.
to really discover the game again, and and suddenly there was a bunch of like new players, which
but the
hasn't
thing
like
is, the story
happened
is
to Soku in years.
Yeah, so the thing about V is, like, it wasn't... We didn't have any exposure to the IRC for a really long time. It was just completely new players playing against each other, trying to develop their own tactics, their own metagame. It was like every single day at the exact same time, we would always have a V thread.
I think it was
There would be a lot of hosts. Yeah, no, well, for you it was midnight. For me it was 6 p.m. That was a more reasonable hour. And yeah, we'd have a lot of hosts. We'd probably go through like 20 or 30 hosts every single night. It was a lot of gameplay going
Yeah,
on.
they'd
think,
always hit the bump limit. It was popping.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
in this time, IRC was kind of dead for the most part.
Yeah, so we were like just playing each other, just trying to, because we're still like the best out there, but we're starting to stagnate a bit. So IRC comes and notices V threads coming up, and I think this is when the IRC bully meme really started coming into.
I remember
life,
that,
because people were like, wow, IRC people are joining their hosts and really making them feel bad about themselves because we're just so much better than they are.
Okay,
Yeah, I remember joining playing Asakuya from V. Boy, did that guy get fucking mad at me. That was fun.
dude, the thing about V is we get really mad at people. Like, we have a really toxic attitude, and that's just the way we are. Like, sorry.
We still have it, as far as I can see.
As far as you can see, you're absolutely right. No, but seriously, like, it wasn't just a meme. The bullying was fucking real, alright? Ask Adept. Adept would just go around joining people all the time, and he'd fuck people up. Like, fucking Klemfer would host every single night on V. He would just put his IP down, and like, nobody knew who this guy was because his name was all in Japanese. So we had to make a nickname for him. We started calling him the Slayer, because he just fucked everybody up. And, like, we didn't even know he was Klemfer. We knew nothing about this guy.
He was the
but he
Slayer.
just, like, wrecked everybody.
It was amazing.
Yeah, he was the Slayer.
I actually remember that while hosting, there was some dude that
I'm pretty
not
sure
many
this was part
times.
of the time where Sinok started his like daily Soku streams where he would play Oku.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sinnoh had those daily
Sinnoh.
Soku streams.
I remember there was one guy that actually joined me and was called Nega Softest, something like that. And yeah, that was an experience. Because I remember that I hosted like from midnight to 6 a.m. without stopping. It was quite a time. It was nice.
On the topic of Klemfer, I believe that the runes in his name were Direi no Mao, which more or less translates
Demon King
roughly,
of Delay.
Yeah, Demon
Wow.
King of Delay, Evil Lord of Delay, something
The devil
along
of
those lines.
delay.
That's amazing.
But
It was
Yeah,
right. I mean, there was a lot of delay versus Klemfer, even though we kicked your ass.
So yeah, V happened and it was quite a lot of fun people, but the most important thing here is that at a certain point, always still in 2014, the community kinda what's the word?
Fragmented?
Yeah, basically because some
They didn't
some
like
people-
us, and we tried.
Well-
we tried a lot to like get them to come in, but they were
not
just,
really. I remember that you guys offer like tourneys and posted the IRC channel and all that, so you kinda ask people to maybe join our channel so we can play together. I think I remember that.
Yeah, and I think around this year I actually started streaming. I had my Soku Saturday without a tournament started around 2013, where it was just like me or Owl or whatever, and we would just talk, play games and shit. Post. It was the proto Soku Saturday before anything really happened. So like,
Yeah.
And, you know, as soon as these V threads start coming up, you know, Tessiro, you start hosting all your big tournaments. You brought out Corner Assault and Soku Saturday in the same year.
yeah, all through 2013, it was mostly like, you know how like Go Bold and stuff were like the hosts and Aristocrat was the host for tourneys like after that. Like in 2013, it was all Yaffe. Like he was the biggest Soku streamer. He ran every single tournament. He even did the end of the year for 2013. Like he had a bunch of tournaments. He had like ones that were like 60 plus people at like 2013.
Jesus.
60 plus. Wow.
Yeah, he was big around that time. So basically what happened was I was watching Yaffe's tournaments, and I was like, I even joined a few of them back then. So like, but the thing about Yaffe tournaments is like he would have this weird thing where he would like seed the new players against each other and seed like the good players against each other, which was so he would have like all the good players would kill themselves early, even though there are a bunch of new players on the other side. So a lot of people are like messed up, were like pissed with that. So like behind everyone's back in Hisouten, like me, Momochu, RS, and we got together and we're like, we're gonna have our own tournament. And that's when Corner Assault first started. So like in January 2014, Corner Assault, we announced it. It was like this big thing. It was like the first tournament that was like different because we had a new format, we had a new TO, we had basically just new players coming in to play this. We put it on like the r/Toho and everything, new streamer, new everything, and everyone was just so hyped about it. So Corner Assault goes over, and
I remember that your tourneys were always pinned at the top of r/Toho.
Yeah. It was really big. I think I had like 64 entrants or something for Corner Assault 1. Let me get the exact.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous show up.
Was that your biggest tournament since then, or have you had bigger?
No, I think later on there is a bigger tournament. I could be wrong though.
Okay, yeah, Corner Assault 1 had like 57 people enter.
Damn.
And I think this was like my most viewed stream because Corner Assault 1 had like 100 viewers at one point.
What the hell?
It was crazy. I haven't ever hit that view count ever since.
That's kind of sad.
That one was really big. Like, I don't know if you remember it as that big of a deal, but it was a pretty big deal.
How long did that whole thing last, even?
I don't remember. I don't have the stream anymore. They used to be all saved as Twitch VODs, but then Twitch changed. Corner Assault goes down. One of the biggest Soku tournaments ever to go down. Most viewed Soku tournament still. And it was fun. It was like basically like a Sato revival for Soku in Hisouten, because Hisouten was kind of slowing down at the end of 2014, but the end of 2013, but when Corner Assault came in, Soku and Hisouten was really coming back again, because I was making a tournament series and people were starting to play this game competitively more, trying to push themselves to improve more, show up better in the Corner Assault series, and people were just like, yeah. So Hisouten really started feeling a lot more like lively. And I think this is like where the common era of Soku gameplay starts, because people start playing like games from 2014 don't look as different as games now do. Then like games 2010 are basically like that's barely Soku, but stuff from 2014 in the Corner Assault series, those still look like Soku matches.
Yeah, but unfortunately the community kind of started to have problems because Guchan went away and things got it was like impossible to moderate.
Well, there were several issues. Well,
EU was having a lot of problems with SA. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I like interrupting people, but
yes, you do.
Noticed. This podcast is all about interrupting. Now, there was the thing about moderation in IRC, since Remy did a lot of good stuff, but she was also very harsh as a person, as a moderator, since basically she would shit on you even if your English was weak. If I don't know if you didn't read a rule or whatever. And like
Dragon 2014 was full of cunts.
Yeah, basically.
Yes, more or less. And you couldn't really talk back to her since she was a mod. The fuck are you gonna do to a mod, right?
We talk back to you all the time
forever. She can ban you from Rezon.
Wow.
Yeah. That was also when some shit posters started appearing. Shout out to my boy Ruinanding.
Thanks, Ruin Dong.
Someone should have linked
I
that
think
gear to
Hisouten
him.
was also like really big around this time. Because Chicky was banned sometime earlier, and it was like Chicky Chan in the boys club in the back.
Yeah, Joy Style got banned like 16 times.
Yeah, there was also the I think this is worth bringing up. I can't remember if this was 2014 or earlier, but there was the little situation where Futa got banned from Hisouten because he decided to post a picture. And said picture contained three important elements. One being his dick, the other being his hole on that dick, and his spider named Alice, I believe.
Thanks, Alice.
And yeah, for that he got banished into Hisouten.
Why? I still look at this and I kind of wonder why this happened.
I hope he didn't
he
pay
was drunk.
$6.40 for that favor.
He was drunk at the time.
Me and Atai were there because what we did, we were inciting the conversation because we started talking about like fetishes for some strange reason, and then Futa lists like all of his fetishes and it goes on to like the whole page. It's like all these like weird ass shit. I don't even remember what it was on the logs.
Yeah.
And then it suddenly culminates to him posting a picture of freaking the picture.
The picture, yeah, the one picture to end them all.
The infamous 3 elements.
Yeah, as you can see, the IRC were very fun times, especially since later on, as it has been mentioned, Guchan disappeared, and now.
So
Yeah.
where were we?
We were talking about, Futa.
Moderation.
Oh yeah,
The
moderation
IRC, yeah. You can go ahead.
moderation, and eventually Guchan disappeared. And now some of you won't know this, but Guchan was hosting our hosting bot, kind of like we have Parvati now.
It was the Hisouten bot.
Yeah, it was the Hisouten bot. It contained the host function. It also allowed you to check where the other player is, where the other user is.
Yeah, it
So,
had
you know,
block.
So yes, yeah, so that you wouldn't run into people from SIA or SA. And yeah, and eventually he went and vanished. Nobody had contact with him. Nobody knew what the fuck was happening. So yeah, it was starting to get harder and harder to get games.
Yeah, according to Guff, they would message Guchan with a problem, and he'd like give some half-assed response a couple months later.
Yeah.
How did
Yeah,
it even
I-
happen?
I
Was he
think
just
another
fed up, or did he get busy, or what was going on there?
I think he just lost interest in Soku.
There was also like him having some weird ass internet problem, whatever. I'm not sure. He was also, I think if I understand this correctly, he was traveling a lot for work. He lived in, I think, Hong Kong. So I guess that also affected how much he could work with his bot.
Yeah, definitely. He was a lot busier. So like the moderation in IRC was like really EU biased too. So like not just the moderation, but also the player base. So like when the SAs would come on to IRC, they would either get like Spike or some other European player just yelling at them. So like SA was like, we're gonna have our own community. So they really band. This is like the time where they band together and make ISC, which is basically the predecessor of Hisouten's #ES, where they all have like, where they're on Facebook and they start organizing tournaments, having games, and they're actually like really lively. At one point, they're pretty much easier. It was easier to get a game over in the Facebook group than it was on IRC.
Oh god, in the Facebook group, that sounds horrible.
Yeah. It was like IRC was a bunch of like really like old guys who were just like not really open to new players, and then there's like ISC, which is always getting new players in activity, and there's V that was getting new players in activity, and IRC was just like
Meh.
nah, the same old guys are getting jaded about the game.
Still for
Yes.
South Americans, I still feel bad for them.
So
I
think-
legitimately do. For a huge period of history of Soku, most of South America wasn't really wanted around the community because they lagged. But it's sad.
that happened. Yeah. Before we are almost there. Before moving forward, I think it's worth to mention that in 2004 there was also the Staying Alive tourney. We mentioned that.
Yeah, the Staying Alive tournament. That was the first tournament that was advertised on V, I think. So you had a bunch of. Wasn't it like your first tournament as well, Genki?
Actually, if I check my challenge page, it's probably one of my real, you know.
Yeah, because I know Staying Alive was actually the first tournament that I joined, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was the first tournament that you joined as well.
Let me check, actually.
We also had
Yeah,
Soku
it was. It
yeah,
was.
like Staying Alive
Wow,
was
that's cool.
the first one that was advertised on V, I think.
I think it was basically Staying Alive. Then I played some Soku V tourney that Tessiro made, I think.
Yeah.
That happened. And
No, that was made by Wobbutt.
Yeah, he made the newbies tourney,
WH.
which is like the first real Hisouten newbie tourney.
okay.
But you also made Soku Saturdays around that time. What were they? What were those like in the beginning?
It was really short. I think the first Sokus had like 9 players. It
I
a
was
single-
there. It was called
Single
Soku.
elimination, best of 1. So it was like over in 30 minutes. And it
Okay,
was
let
like
me
that-
say this.
Good times.
The very first Soku Saturday were even called Soku Saturday. They were Soku. The name was different. I haven't my challenge because I
There's a
remember.
Soku Saturday Cup.
Yes, the cups.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know when I dropped the cup name, but you can go like challenge.com.
I think-
Sokusat1.
Third, it was the third Soku Cup. You kind of went already into Soku Saturday. I know because I kind of played every tournament almost.
I had 18
Um,
players in this, and XLXX won. Good on him.
So,
Did you even seed those tournaments? I felt like they weren't seeded a lot
Now it
of
was
times.
ours, just random seeding.
Wow.
oh wow, that
I
explains
didn't
something.
care back then. It was
So that's
single-
why we had a lot of random people winning those.
Yeah, that explains actually a lot. So before moving to 2015, because I think we should move, the gameplay in this time it was a bit more complex because of the Chinese meta. Yeah, and weather. People were actually learning to use the weathers.
That
Yeah,
took
this
them
is like
so
the
long.
modern era. Oh, go ahead, Morphman.
No, I just asked why it took so long for people to notice the weather, as it's a pretty important aspect of Soku after all.
I think because before people kind of respected the idea of weathers, before they took Typhoon as a weather where you actually do nothing and wait for it to be over. And after the people played with Sokurol and the Chinese, people were like, we should actually maybe abuse the power of Typhoon and the other weather. And so they did. I think so, at least.
I think it's like a combination of a bunch of factors. Like,
Mhm.
after Roll's out for a while and people are really starting to approach Soku from a technical perspective, they start to like go and explore like what Soku really has to offer. So this is one when people start looking at what cards are good, what weather is good. People are starting to optimize their stuff. Wiki's starting to look a little bit better, and like this is when Soku starts to look like Soku, like I already said.
Yes,
Or,
MASH
like-
turns into calculated plays.
People know when to
Tactical
border escape. People know what weather is what. It's just like this is the start of modern Soku, basically.
Now we have to. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
So like, it's just like the combination of Roll being out for a few years and people starting to just progress in their natural understanding of the game, since people are starting to see it more technically.
I think a lot of that started to go away once we had Urban Legend and Limbo come out. That kind of killed a lot of interest in Soku for a while, and
Again?
yeah,
Yeah, HM did it before, and then Yulil did it again.
yeah, it's a common theme. Whenever one of the new fighting games comes out, it sort of kills interest in Soku for a while, which
So
is natural.
we're gonna see a little downside soon when
Yes.
they release the.
Yes.
I mean, maybe people have wisened up by now. Maybe they already know that Antinomy of Common Flowers won't be too good. But it might do it again. It's perfectly possible.
I mean, people will try to play it. They will realize that the netcode is horse shit and come back to Soku. This ride never ends.
See, that's the problem. Whenever people left for Yulil, a lot of them didn't come back to Soku.
Oh.
Like, they didn't come back for quite a while, and that actually hurt the community for a bit. I know on V, whenever Urban Legend and Limbo came out, it started a huge series of shitstorms.
Oh
because
yeah.
About half the players on V really
We're like,
didn't
yeah,
like
they
Urban Legend. Yeah, they really
Oh my
didn't
God.
like Urban Legend and
I
Limbo.
remember
And
this.
we
I
would
was
shitpost
really
about the
for this game back then.
constantly. Yeah, we would shitpost about this game constantly, and the other
And Shadi was like, "Yo, why are you guys still playing Soku? You know, it's awesome." He's trying to systematically
Said
kill
no one
Soku
ever.
from the inside.
He
Shouting,
did it actually. He actually did it.
Yeah.
Shooting.
Oh god.
IRC brought Mr. Shoddy over to V. They just dumped that whole problem on top of us, and he really liked Urban Legend in Limbo, and he really did not like Soku. And it became a huge problem because Shoddy's unbannable, but he keeps shitposting. But you can't ban him. He has a dynamic IP. You can't ban him from 4chan.
He freaking killed an entire community by itself.
It's impressive in a way.
Yeah. Like, how did you, like, wow.
You know, in the same way.
Soku killed on me by Shadi.
It was only Shoddy. It was only that one
Literally
man.
Shadi and Shadi alone.
Yes.
I mean,
That's
there was
amazing.
also a couple people who were shitposting in response to him, but that would have gone away if Shoddy actually got banned forever. Thanks, Shoddy. You fucking killed it. I can't believe V is fucking dead.
You can try to revive it, man.
No,
Yeah.
thanks.
Oh,
No, if you-
you're gonna do that again?
No, I'm telling you, if you go on 4chan and you try looking up a Toho thread right now, if there's even a slight possible hint of maybe somebody talking about Soku, you'll have a million people on your ass calling you a Soku cuck.
Yes. It's amazing.
I mean, it's the truth.
No.
No, it's true.
I mean, we did make a Soku V thread recently, didn't we?
But
You
it was,
did? Oh
it was
god.
only
What?
It's probably like disguised as a Toho thread or something.
No,
No.
it was an actual Soku thread that
But
I
there
think
were only-
Irish made.
there were only IRC people posting in there. It was a complete failure.
Mm-hmm. Useless.
Well,
They kind
worth a
of
try.
brought back Toho netplay threads to VG like really recently in 2017,
Oh.
but nobody's really brought Soku back there. Probably because they're afraid of what it might possibly do.
The power of Soku.
Wasn't there a go to VG guy who was like, when
Yes!
VG opened up trying to move the
Every
Soku thread to
freaking
VG?
time. There was
All
this
year
dude that
long, dude. All
Go
year
to
long.
VG. No, fuck you, Nick. This dude. He wanted everyone to go to VG and even made trap. And yeah. Jesus God.
Yeah, it didn't work out though until recently, but the community was already dead by then.
So I don't think we can revive Soku V. There is no way to do that. It was just a magical event that is not going to happen again.
Killed, bullied to death by the IRC. Thanks, guys.
So we are actually now reaching the modern times. Finally, we give a reason to Zaton being called out on IRC because he makes the Discord on April 7, 2016.
Yes,
Let me give a
happy-
little bit of. Oh, you want to go ahead, Zaton?
No, I just wanted to call it a happy little accident again.
We don't make
Amazing.
mistakes, just happy accidents.
Thanks.
So let's give a little bit of background to like the Discord
Mhm.
opening up. So
Yes.
like in 2015, with V dying, there was like an of the pipe of new players to Soku just completely like stopped. Like IRC was a very like I'll say like bad place to play Soku during 2015.
It was.
Guchan was gone, so there was no easy way to host. We couldn't keep our IPs without having to look them up first. There was almost no activity for the game. People were leaving in droves. Hisouten was gone. The boys club had completely disappeared. And basically people were just like trying to like people thought like the game was dying, so they're just like, we need to get some fresh blood in the moderation crew. So we try to elect new mods. We unban everyone who was gone, and basically it didn't really change much because they really weren't playing Soku anyways. So like, it was a slow time, and basically, yeah. So when Zaton creates the Hisouten Discord, it was slow at first because no one was really paying attention to it.
Well,
But
it was just supposed to be a shitposting, shitposting outlet.
yeah.
It is.
We also, like Vatana mentioned in chat earlier, it was basically just a loose idea thrown around in the Skype group we had. It was just an unofficial Skype group, not worth mentioning. And yeah, he was like, someone make Discord, so well, I made Discord, and
Voila.
horrible things happened.
The
A lot of
magic started
mistakes
happening.
Yeah, it basically started off, as I said, as a shitpost community. There was me, as you can see on the screenshot. There was Owl, there was Lionheart. Later on, Jufos joined, despite not being into Soku at all. And there was Tanuris, I think, and a few other people. And it wasn't really meant to play Soku. Like the first channel I made was literally called shitposting.
I remember that, and we went through this whole like thing where we had to rename
Yeah.
shitposting to Hisouten and then move the whole history.
Oh yeah, and Adviceol was of course mod along with Jufos. I only made Jufos mod to piss off Sonshad, and Adviceol was a very good mod because he never did a fucking thing.
Best mod.
That's the best
Yeah,
kind
but-
of mod.
Yeah, but back then the mod role was literally called implying the mods do anything.
Oh yeah, I remember
We should
that.
bring
Oh,
that
yeah.
back for history's sake, man.
Welcome to Hisouten, where the rules don't exist and mods don't matter.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
before
yeah,
the... Go ahead.
Man, this is awkward. But yeah, basically nothing was happening, and eventually people started appearing because, well, the link was posted in IRC topic. It was, where else was it posted? It was posted somewhere else. too.
IRC topic and on the front page of the wiki, I think?
Mm,
No,
Or was
it
that later?
No,
that's
like
kind of later.
we
I
only
remember
got it
I
on
did
the,
that later.
Yeah, we only got it added to the front page of the wiki like this year.
I think a
Yeah,
lot of it was.
but this year.
I think a lot of it was on Twitch channels too.
Yeah, it grew on in a weird way, but then I decided to make it official. But I was kind of apprehensive about it at first because there's like I didn't want to have there be this division between Discord and IRC where there'd be just some people over here and then some people over there and they
Yeah,
wouldn't
that
mix.
was an issue.
But
that was our
it just
concern back
seemed
then.
that people just flocked to the Discord in droves, and it
Yeah,
was
well-
good because. Well, at like 2015 was just so empty. There was no players. It was basically just like Blaze and iRock, and
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. There just people just occasionally hosting the channel was dead with very little talk happening. And yeah, well, we gotta admit that as much as I fucking hate Discord, with all my heart, it is much more accessible than IRC. So for the first and only time, you will hear me unironically say this. Thank you, Discord.
I just wish it didn't lag so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
But yeah.
oh, there's something that we didn't mention is that in 2015 is basically when Blaze had this like meteoric rise. Like
Yeah.
at the
Oh.
end of 2014, he was starting to show signs, but in 2015 is basically when he started dominating like every single tourney he entered. It was basically just Dragon, sometimes Zagalandro, sometimes Waterdew, but Blaze was just all over it in 2015.
I think you can check this by checking every single Soku day and seeing how many times Blaze wins, because there are a lot of times where Blaze wins.
Like he was really dominant, like during this time because there is
It's
all the old guard had just left, so it was like a power vacuum where it was basically just Blaze taking up all the wins in Magister and Oryx and Z-Layer's stead. It was basically just him. He was one of the few people that actually cared about the Soku in that time.
I mean, it's really interesting too because to care about Soku in a time when Soku was dying so hard, it gave Blaze a huge advantage over other people because he was playing when nobody else was playing, and he got really good because of it.
And he still got that advantage, man.
Yeah, he still got it.
No one is caught up yet. That's the thing. Like even like I already went over how like in the last corner assault he didn't lose a single game. No one's caught up yet.
Crazy man. Just a man desperately begging for games in a community that's about to die.
well,
So,
he's
I
the
mean-
phoenix that arose from the ashes.
Oh yes,
That's how I'll put it.
Yeah, that Phoenix did get a little boost on the way up from the bot named Parvati, made by Spike Spiegel, who well really helped us with the hosting bot.
I think
It does. Yeah.
Sorry. I kind of wanted to ask Spike for information about the past, everything else, but he's not here for the moment.
Yes, he is MIA. I think I'm guessing, hoping that he's just on vacation, and he didn't announce it.
So at this point in time, I think we are kind of reached the other times where I think at this point everyone kind of knows everything. So
The true modern era of Soku.
basically, yeah, we have a bunch of tourneys made for new players.
Yeah,
we actually
start really focusing on the noobs. Try to cultivate them now.
new players, yeah.
Yeah, the Clangers Rising Stars tourney had like 50 people in it, which was absolutely fucking ridiculous.
50
what
new
we've been
people?
going through. Yeah, 50 newish people. It was absolutely amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, Dream Chasers, we are reaching 30 and about 40 as well, so things are starting to catch up again.
So yeah, the meta also changed. People are a lot more conscious about the neutral, their moves. Basically, the game really evolved at this point in time, and it's still evolving. Actually, people are still getting better, and while we have top players now, you never know who is going to be the next best player. So yeah, that happened. I think that was the history of Hisouten Soku. Yeah, are we missing anything for the finisher?
I mean,
Well,
don't you
we
have
still
to
have
show
to get into
2017?
what recent history in 2017.
Yeah.
I'm kind of jumping because.
Do you mind if I, talk about the most important events of 2017?
Oh
Yeah.
God.
I'll just
See,
go ahead. I'll just say it
Oh,
ahead.
yes.
I just say it ahead. Good riddance.
Okay.
God.
So Normac was banned, and I'm still crying.
And I'm still dancing on his grave. Hi, Normac.
And so
Unbanned Normac 2017.
we might never know. We don't even know at this point what the future reserves us. Maybe Normac is going to get back. Probably not.
He's going to become the best player.
He's not
Yes.
coming back, guys.
Over
Dude,
my
he's
dead
in the
body.
Twitch chat right now.
I can almost see Normac writing stuff.
It's like if I close my eyes,
That's
Normac
snap.
is still there,
What am I-
posting in front of me.
So I think we should close this topic and move on the last one, and then close the stream because we
Wait.
No,
we don't need to talk about
we can still
top
talk
players.
about the top players nowadays and how Soku is like
Do we?
a game.
Come on,
I feel like
let's
that's
do it.
kind of important. Like
Okay, go ahead because I'm dying here. God damn.
nowadays, Soku is like people are learning this game a lot faster and getting up and running faster than ever before because information is coming out. People know it. It's easy to find, and people are approaching Soku as a fighting game from the moment they come into it, which I think is huge. Like,
yeah, I think I'm just gonna interrupt for a moment. I think what's big is here is that we finally have one big centralized hub, as opposed to several communities being scattered all over the fucking internet. I
True
think this
that.
really does help the case. Even not even talking about player activity, but just being able to get to information.
Yeah, what's to
Okay,
say
how
we
to
have a
play.
kind of split between Southeast Asia and South America and JP. But
I think the rift between SA and the rest is completely like bridged now. Like they've come in and accepted. Well, like we accept them now. It was only recently when they started coming in and they started being like a part of Hisouten completely.
Yeah, hola amigo. Now we're all friends.
Kind of forgot that there's also the fact that now the wiki is onto the second revamp project, which looks pretty good. How's that going?
I don't have that much time to get on it, but it will be getting back in there soon.
I see. So are we missing anything? Just
I don't think so. Today
So-
is what is today?
We get more newbie tourneys nowadays. We had Rising Stars go on for a few months. We had Soku 2 come out really recently.
oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah,
So-
we
Like
didn't even
Soku
put
2.
this on the timeline. Amazing.
What?
Soku 2.
It is.
No, it's there. It's
it's
there.
right there.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Right there. The bottom.
yeah, it's
Oh, it's at the
Soku 2.
very bottom.
Actually, Soku 2 is being played in conventions, so that's actually something.
Yeah, Hero said that. I remember that.
Yeah, that was at Anime Boston this year. They had because we have our Soku setups like we have every year, but this time one of them had Soku 2, like it was an actual real game, and I'm just like, yo, what the hell? Does Fear know that people actually play Soku 2 as a real Soku game?
Spooky as hell.
Yeah, and I got to play Momiji and shit. It was pretty cool.
Did you win?
I mean, there was only like one other person that knew how to play the game there. Most of the people were just like casual smashing, and I'm just like, fresh meat.
Disgusting.
Permanently grossed out in the corner.
And we also have a quote by Magister. I always kind of scrub the name.
Magister.
Magister, but I go with Magister.
Say Magister.
Magister.
So, Soku is Soku. I think people will say faithful. I don't know though. Well, I don't see people leaving the game because the recent fighters suck.
Amen.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they even check out Soku because of it. Magister. And with this really inspirational quote, I think we can close out this part of history.
Well, yeah, people will always stay faithful to the game. People love it. Like, there's nothing like Soku out there to move on to. So it's like you know how Melee still has that lasting appeal that just doesn't go away.
Mm-hmm.
I think Soku has that effect on people where they just love the game, love the mechanics, love the little quirks that are just really dumb, but they still make the game Soku. Like Melee has some dumb stuff in it too, but doesn't turn people off the game no matter how dumb it gets. It's just like they just love it that much.
Oh, and also before we close this one out, thanks again to Theana. He worked so hard on this image. It's like he put in tons of hours into it. Thank you so much, man.
We are going to clearly release this later, and it will become probably a command. So there is that.
Yes, to the general public.
Okay, so that was the history of the community. And if you missed something, you just need to check out the VOD again, and it will be pretty easy to, understand what's going on.
Where you come from tells us where we're going.
Okay, so I think
move on to Tessiro's topic.
We need to close it out with the last topic. I mean, we had another topic, but I think it's fine because we kind of talk about that in a way. So, Tessiro, you are more up now because you kind of talk the entire podcast. So yeah,
he has a lot of interesting things to say.
I'm sorry, I'm so talkative.
No, it's fine. That's absolutely fine. Trust me.
I feel like I was like butting into people a lot.
No,
but I did legitimately learn a lot of things.
Maybe Zaton.
You kind of know a lot about this community that most of us don't really know so much about.
That's why we invited you in here after all.
Here.
But you want to talk about Corner Assault, Soku League, the future
Tourneys,
of stuff like that. Why don't you take it from here?
Yes.
I like how the podcast has this picture of Normac with his face crossed out.
It's just that good.
It's important, man, and we better keep that here.
I'm currently in the process of banning like 5 Normac alts. Just don't keep spamming.
To celebrate his ban, you ban 5 of his alts.
No, because the dumb piece of shit keeps spamming.
We gotta stop this before it spreads. So yeah, a few weeks ago we had Corner Assault 14, which didn't go as perfectly well as I expected, but I think it still went okay in the end. Because the background around this tourney is that it's basically there was a long gap between the 13th and the 14th, like 6 months, I think, or so, because Corner Assault 13 was in, I think, October of last year or something like that. And then there was the team tournament 13.5, and then 14 was a long time in the making, and people were just like coming in and they're just like, wow, Tessiro, why don't you ever make these like big tourneys that aren't like Soku said? People were just like, wow, we need another Corner Assault. So I made it, and it happened.
Thanks, Tess.
How frequent would you like to make them again, or was the 14 just something you made on a whim?
Well, previously there wasn't really a set schedule. I think the first year of Corner Assault 2014, I think I had like 6 of them, because it was just like once every 2 months. It was really often in the beginning, and then after like 2014, I tried to slow it down and make it like a really like seasonal thing. Like we only had like 2 or 3 a year. So like there was only 2 Corner Assaults last year, in April and in August. So it's moving to like a spring fall schedule kind of thing now.
So you want to do them biannually then, or is that just kind of how it's ended up?
That's just kind of how it ended up.
But is it going to turn into an actual thing now where it is biannual?
Yeah, so like we'll see. Like there'll probably be another one in either October and November, and then we'll move into end of the year like we did last year.
Oh yeah, because we got 3 big tournaments a year anyway. At least
Makes sense.
from you.
But yeah,
So tell us about Soku League. What's kind of the point behind Soku League? I never really understood why you wanted to do it in that sort of style.
well, yeah. I mean, I feel like there's not a lot of information you can convey with just a best of 3 or a best of 5. That sometimes people lose in the first few games, but they adapt a lot slower, and then they just start destroying people after like game 6, 7, 8 in a set. You know how casuals can go, where you just use the time to figure someone out and you just learn them.
Yeah, a lot of players they're not as good at kind of surprising people at the beginning of sets, but they adapt very well. But those players typically don't do too well at tournaments, which is a shame.
Yeah, so basically you can tell in a first attempt, like you can get a really definite picture of who the actual better player between the two are if you play a long set like a first attempt.
Spoiler alert, it's Blaze Dragon.
I mean, I'm not surprised. It's not a really interesting twist.
But then what's the format to it? You have people who play sets of first to 10s, and then the winners of those sets go on and play against each other?
Well, it's like a round robin at first. Like I already gave you like the example of the Guilty Gear League they have in Japan, where they basically split everyone into groups. They all play first to 10s against each other in a round robin, and then first place will move on to the second stage of the tournament, where it's like another round robin bracket, but this time for like the championship or whatever. So like you have one player that's guaranteed, and then the second spot from the group is decided from either the second place or the third place, where they play to basically winner takes all in one last first to 10.
So is there...
What Ran is asking, when are the groups going to be seeded for Soku League?
So yeah, the tournament's gonna start tomorrow. So by the end of the day, you'll be able to see what the groups look like. And then basically what'll happen is that over the week, the people will play in their sets, and by the end, we'll have the end of the week, I'll have 2 people that haven't played yet. I'll pull people out every week to play on the Saturday, either before or after Soki set, where if everyone will just get together and watch the first attempt, like they do in the like they do in the Guilty Gear Leagues, where they just have the exhibitions. I feel like it's gonna generate a lot of hype. You get to see some good level players, some adaptation that you usually don't get to see.
How long is this going to go on for, relatively?
So like, obviously, there's going to be 3 weeks to go through the first stage, because it's just first to 10. I mean, it'll be a week for first set. So first stage will be done in about a month, and then we'll move on to stage 2, and we'll have about 10 people in stage 2, and we'll So I guess it'll be a long-term tournament. I think it'll go around about 2 months. But yeah, at the end, I think we'll have some really good sets being played. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
And when
you get to see some long sets.
Are you going to start streaming all the sets towards the end?
Well, it'll be like once a week. And I think the second stage will probably end up like a double elimination more than another round robin, because it might take too long as a 10-person round robin. But a 10-person double elim with all first to 10s might be pretty interesting. With the people that fought to get into second place will start in losers, of course.
It sounds like something I've already heard. Right now, I really can't pinpoint it. So, seems that Soku League is going to be quite interesting with this new method of, making the tournament.
Is this some? So I noticed that you put down Soku League number 1, EUNA. Do you plan on making? I don't suppose you plan on doing South American tournaments, but do you plan on doing other Soku Leagues in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if this goes well, that we can keep this up, include more players, include different regions, switch it up. Maybe have a Soku League for like lower tier players and everything, where they can get to play against each other, where we just like not allow certain players. Like we can have a lot of good sets between players in this format. So
I wonder if
I think it has potential.
I wonder if it would be a good idea to include these first to 10 sets that we're having in sort of ranked matches to add them to the ladder.
Oh,
they would work out fairly nicely for that, wouldn't they?
Maybe.
That's actually a good idea.
I feel like it's good to keep ranks separate from tournaments, though.
Fair enough. I mean, it's just that with regular tournaments, they're typically best of 3, so you wouldn't really count those in the ranked matches, but this is first to 10, so it might be worth it. It depends on how everyone feels about it. I guess nobody has any feelings on it.
I think everyone is kind of tired at this point. We have been at this for 3 hours, I think, or so.
Not quite, 2.5.
Just 2 and a few minutes.
Oh wow, it feels a lot more.
Ran on a bit longer than we thought, huh?
So wait, we got some more minutes. What about the wiki?
Well, I'm looking. Well, you know how the wiki is. How I'm trying to base it off of Dust Loop. You know how Dust Loop's Guilty Gear pages look?
Kinda.
A lot nicer than ours.
Yeah, so basically I'm going for that format, more or less, where we have all the information that's important, like frame data, hitboxes. They're all available on the front. So you can look at the characters page and be able to see all the vitals at a glance, instead of having to click through sub-pages like it was before.
That's
It
good.
looks a lot better than it did in the past, though. We've definitely updated it quite a bit.
Oh,
Holy shit.
wow.
Thanks,
going on?
Normac.
Oh,
Normac
jeez.
is
Oh,
being-
wow.
boy.
Thanks, Aristobot.
I think everybody felt that one.
Fucking Aristobot, that's amazing.
Yes, I'm
Always-
sorry for not participating, but I'm kind of
No, I understand. This.
taking out the trash. So
Oh jeez, oh jeez. So yeah, I think the wiki is going pretty well, but you need help, and I think the only finished character is Reimu.
Yeah. Well, the only character front page is done is Reimu, but more will be done soon. We'll get there eventually.
Well, what do most characters need to be finished? Because I take a look at the Yuko page and it doesn't look too bad right now at all.
Yeah, I mean, most of the melee skill frame data is already there, but the bullet frame data and special move frame data is going to take a little bit more research.
I mean, in most cases, it's not that necessary, I think. I just thought it wasn't going to get added.
Well, I mean, I'd rather have everything. It feels kind of incomplete not to have them, because I feel like a lot of the bullet frame data and stuff, we don't really think about that much, because some stuff is really advantageous if you just block it and you high jump cancel it. And I don't think that aspect of the game is really well explored, how well bullets can be used as staggers, and how block strings can be like changed by when and where you throw bullets and how you high jump cancel them. So I feel like if we have that data just readily available, it could actually help everyone improve their games. You know.
Makes sense. I mean, keep at it. Keep at it. Like, I love having an updated wiki.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I remember the most pages, mostly the frame data is not right, because the Japanese version. Every time I keep talking with Relia about frame data, every time I get it wrong, because in the wiki it says like maybe 9 frames, but then you go into the Japanese wiki and it says like 10 or 8 or whatever. So this revamping is actually pretty nice to have freaking frame data.
And with all that, I think we're ready for our question and answer section, unless you guys want to go on about something else.
I think we need to close it out, so yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's go with the questions.
Let's see, does anybody have a question they want us 5 extremely disciplined and experienced Soku players to answer?
I need questions from Norimac. Where are they?
No, please. I mean, actually, maybe it would be interesting considering he's shit posting like that.
What's
Yep.
Soku 2 tier at the moment? What did he mean by that?
Oh god! I actually don't think there is any tier list for Soku 2. Like, the game is still not even finished, so I don't think there is anything interesting. You know? I mean, I think so at least.
Tessiro, question about the wiki project for you.
Oh, okay. What is it?
How can we or anyone else help out with the wiki project?
So yeah, if you go into mod request, you can ask for the wiki role, and you can join in the wiki revamp channel project, and you can go talk with me and other people about the wiki. And if you need an account, you can always direct message me with an email address and a username, and you'll have your account set up within like a few seconds. It's very quick and easy, and you can get right to editing. There are templates you can ask about. It's not that hard. So if you want to look around and help us, you can always do that.
I don't think we have any more questions aside from that.
Today is kinda slow.
Nah, it's not really slow. It's just that we've been going on for quite a while. Most people are probably taking it real easy by now.
But hey, we've got the big topic set already.
It wasn't.
Oh, we got another one. Not a single person mentioned mashing in the meta for the games. Does mashing have any competitive value? As we saw from recent Soku stats and Corner Assault 14, can mashing actually be a viable strategy, outperforming good play?
Okay, it was actually mentioned in the timeline, and it was around when we were talking about the Chinese meta. It wasn't directly addressed, but I figured that with the Chinese meta, people also started mashing. Actually, to be precise, there is Slayer said that a lot of people at the time played really defensively, really honorably, so no one was mashing inside bad blocks things. Slayer said that actively asked people to mash in his blocks because he had blocked strings that would blow up the mashing. So at the time, it was more of a honor thing to not mash because the Japanese didn't do that. Then after the Chinese came in, we went from really honorable games to jumping all over the screen J5A, mashing inside whatever, pressing all buttons all over the screen. Mix-ups actually, I think, happening around that time too.
But I mean, sometimes you mash like with a good idea behind it. If you're in pressure and you know something's minus, you can poke out of it. So, I mean, it's not always mashing. Sometimes it's actually an intelligent idea. If you just mean, like, unintelligent mash style A on Wake Up, it typically doesn't work out. At least not against people who know what they're doing.
Gotta be smart about it, obviously.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, I have a question that I have to answer. How long have I been engaged with this community? I have been playing Soku... Well, I first started playing Soku in 2013. On Soku Lobby, but only for that summer because I had to go back to school after. And then in 2014, I graduated from in 2013, I graduated. So in 2012, I started playing a little bit, but in 2013, I graduated high school. I had so much time, so I was like, I'm gonna play Soku, and I found the IRC from Soku Lobby, and that's when I actually started engaging in the community.
Quite a
And
bit.
then and then by the end of the year, so basically I started in like May, and then by the end of the year, I decided that I was going to go with Remelia Scarlet, Momuchu, and Wee's help, and we started hosting our own tourneys. So that's when I started actually getting into the community and started like being an organizer and stuff.
Whom are these pictures you're showing right now?
That's Zim's.
Yeah. Remember, I asked people to send drawings for the podcast. Some madman actually did send me some emails. So there's that.
Yeah, that picture that Zim drew, he was actually trying to draw an imitation of me, and I think he was
Yes.
quite successful. Like, please stop ERPing in Hisouten Soku. Like, please.
Oh whoa!
Stop it.
But my man, the whoa!
Oh, whoa, what's this? Kill me, TBH fam. Every time I hear that, it sucks the energy out of my soul. I want to be laid to rest forever. That's a cute Marissa who drew that. Oh, Silver Fox.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
That's great.
That's good
Wow,
stuff.
we have a lot of artists, don't we?
I know, right?
You're going to show off pictures again? Oh, boy.
Oh, whoa.
Also, people sending. Oh wow, we have actually neat. Next time we may have even more art. Now we may remember to send me stuff. No, I
So
mean,
you can go even more into overtime.
yeah. Are we missing anything?
Just
think
one
that's
question. Would I agree to a drawing of Mei Ling, Casson, and Orange? Yeah, why wouldn't I? I like all those characters. Why not do it? Okay, but I think we're done now.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I think we are actually done.
One moment, just let me say one thing. So everyone who is listening here, you better start up looking at pictures of Fox girls and send them all to Tiana.
Yes,
You just
please
can't
do.
imagine how much fucking work he put into this. And I hope we didn't embarrass him by embarrass his work with the stream.
I think the only person that got embarrassed was Zaton.
What was that date again? Like something 2012?
Oh, guys, come on. So, before finishing this, I'm destroyed. So, for the next time, we have next Friday. Dream Chaser comes back with a vengeance because we have a new layout.
So
June 4, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow we have the Soku League, so give it a shot.
is today.
Also, in like
In
1
2
hour or
hours.
so, 2 hours, we have Soku Saturday. Right now, there is Street Fighter 2 tournament going on. And the next podcast will be on the 17th of this month. And general preview I'm going to give you now is that after this really big episode, I will say, we are going to be a lot more laid back. So the next episode is going to be about characters. Do we have already a character to start with? I would say Marisa. You guys, what do you say?
I don't know, man. Let's think
Want to have
about
a podcast with the theme being Marisa?
I don't know
No,
what character we should start with. I suppose maybe Reimu, but
We'll figure that out.
yeah.
I think you
Yeah,
better
that's
get
all for
a
that.
really skilled Reimu to talk about Reimu.
We really need to be slow down a bit because this friggin' timeline thingy kind of took us a lot of energy.
I mean, yeah, it did take an extra week.
Okay, so podcast is over. Thanks for being here, guys, and see you probably in some minutes in 2 hours for the Soku Tourneys later.
Thanks everyone.
Good
for
night.
listening.
Good night.
Good night.